Stash 720 is a fast investing stock market game where you use power cards to make smart investments and stop your opponents making theirs. It's got all the excitement of blackjack. I know I spent a lot of time when I was younger playing blackjack in the common room or at school. And I think Stash 720 surpasses that, or at least the feeling of playing blackjack anyway. This is a game of risk and reward. You get to understand financial terms. It lasts around 15 minutes each game, and it helps broaden your knowledge of the stock market. I want everyone around me to be financially literate and to be an investor and not just a consumer. And I think this game helps with that. I'd love you to check it out. Stash720.com.
What is that? All right, cool. We're ready. We're here.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Am I allowed to say that I won the game?
You can say that.
Everyone, I won the game. I just want everyone to know that I beat him at his game.
You beat me at my own game.
Yes.
All right. We'll see.
We're gonna
We'll see the next one though. What? It's 1-1, you know. I beat you.
No. Okay, guys, the first one that he's talking about that he won was the time that my cards are on the table, and he said he's helping.
That's the one, man.
Technically,
That's the one.
because I didn't know it, he could have jingled me out of my first win.
That's the one, man.
Okay, it's
all
1-0.
right.
It's 1-0.
It's 1-0. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kelly,
Yes.
tell me about yourself. Tell me.
Uh-huh.
What do you do for a living?
Oh, okay. So I'll say these days, I am a commercial lending broker and an insurance broker.
Okay.
That's my day to day.
And how did you get into that industry?
You know what, I watched basically. Okay. So my best friend, if you've seen me before, you've definitely seen her, Andrea. She talks finance UK. Okay. So she got into the business, would have been 2018.
Shout out Ange.
Big up Ange every time. And she was like, oh, Kels, I'm doing insurance. Have you got a policy? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm lucky enough. I'm one of the people that at 18, my mum was like, you need insurance. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I've got a policy. She's like, let me review it. And I was like, is that commission for you? She was like, yeah. I was like, come review. I don't care. Yeah. She came and did it, and then she was like, actually, I really came here to tell you to come on board. And I was like, oh no, them times I had a rent-to-rent business. I was working at the council from home. Life was very cushy. Like, there was no reason for me to go and do something that was going to cause me to do effort. Okay. Plus, rent-to-rent is stressful. So I was like, no. So I'm watching her, speaking to her every now and again. Oh, yeah, you look like you're doing really well. 6 months in, I was like, no, she's doing really well. Like, really, really well. Something's going different here. Yeah. Like, month 11, I was like, yeah, Ange, yeah, I'm ready now.
I'm interested. I want to be a part.
And then weeks later, I went on the train, and then December 2019, that was it. I was an insurance advisor.
That's it. Yeah. That was the path.
Fantastic. Yeah. And then COVID started in March. So we had a boom because obviously people were like, oh my God, life's unpredictable. Like, they didn't know already. Okay. COVID's here and let's all get cover, which was wicked. And then on the backside, it was like other people were cancelling their policies. So
interesting.
Yeah. But
so did it affect you negative or positively, business wise? For
positively in 2020.
Okay.
Now negatively.
Why?
So everyone got scared and realised life is unpredictable and got cover.
Right.
Now that COVID is over, or not over, however you want to look at it, it's what's that direct debit? And obviously the squeeze is coming. Inflation is
right. Okay, so it's another extra thing that people feel like they might not need
they look
as
at
such.
The direct debit and they go like this. What's that? £34?
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. It's interesting, isn't it? Because insurance is like, I think Chris Rock said, it's in case shit happens.
It is in case shit happens. Like, but if the shit happens, what then?
But if the stuff doesn't happen, shouldn't I get my money back? That's what you said.
So a lot of people, I would like to get my money back, 100%. But I would like to know that I was paying for something that I was going to be able to use. But, side note, there is loads of stuff with insurance that you can use every day. People just don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Like, they got living benefits. Like, I've got 24-hour GP. I don't know about you lot that's ringing your GP at 8 o'clock going, oh, can I have an appointment?
Can I even get an appointment? Can I get an appointment?
Can you get an appointment? You got to argue with the receptionist because she thinks she's the GP. Yeah, no. So they have different stuff.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I would like to get my money back at the end if I don't claim it.
Okay, it would be nice,
It would.
but things don't work like that. I don't know.
It's
I don't think that's the
yeah.
business model for
It's
insurance.
definitely not. It's definitely not. But just in case, just shit happens, it is because shit be happening all the time.
For sure. All right, yeah. Tell me a bit about you, like a bit about your upbringing and like your family, where they're from.
Gosh.
Like, talk to me a bit.
Okay, so again, if you know me, people laugh at my. So everyone has apparently, like, if you ask someone, because we went around the office one day, in room Canary Wharf, room packed, and everyone's like, okay, let's oh, it's late. We're tapping deals on the system. It's like, okay, what's like your lowest point? Like, what's your struggle story? I didn't grow up in a struggle.
It's a good for
No,
you.
it's a beautiful.
But good
I know.
for you.
No,
Like,
it's a beautiful thing.
yeah.
I didn't grow up in a difficult time. So a lot of my upbringing was actually in Stoke-on-Trent. Okay. Big up Stoke-on-Trent. People probably don't know where that is. If you know where Alton Towers is, it's about 35 minutes from Alton Towers. Right. My house backed onto a park. Beautiful. I grew up. It's actually a village called Woolstanton. Okay. Yeah. Then came back to London at age 14. But lived in Norbury. Back then Norbury was just. Don't really know Norbury. No, it's an in between. It's just a nothing place, and so I had a really. Some people would say sheltered, just a really easy upbringing. Okay. So my struggle moment, the moment that I thought I was having a breakdown as a child was, so when we lived in Stoke, we had a 5-bedroom, free reception. I had my own bedroom and like my own little front room area, and obviously this great big park behind the house, and my mum and dad both had really good jobs. My mum and stepdad, and both had they had a car each, and then the crash of their pop down. They're getting a divorce.
Oh. Yeah, no good.
So you would think that I would be distressed about the divorce. It's actually quite shameful. So my mum obviously had to do her best. They owned that house, but the house was getting repossessed. I'm not going to shout my business. And my mum moved us, me and my, at the time, 3 sisters and her, to a 3-bedroom house.
In Mayfair?
No, no! Remember, I'm in Stoke-on-Trent. No, remember, I'm in Stoke-on-Trent. But to another part of Stoke-on-Trent, which was much less desirable. And it was one of those houses where you open the front door and you're in the front room.
Oh.
Yeah, no. No, so that is... Hello, did you hear where I came from?
Yeah, I get it.
Right, and
I get it. But,
and
shock horror.
No, I was devastated. And then when she showed me my room, and it was a box room, like a proper old school box room.
Yeah.
I broke down, I cried. I said, look what
Double bed?
Single bed. Yes. I said, look what you've done to my life. I was distraught. And that was my worst.
That's your low point.
That was my low point as a child. But yeah, I've had my mum work for herself. I've had my mum have jobs. I've had my mum have no job and be at home with the next sister down and the next sister down. So I've kind of had it all. I've had stepdad, 2 stepdads, amazing ones. Just a really, so I wouldn't say normal, I guess, if we're going to go inner city London. It's not a normal inner city London upbringing. It's a very, I'm a hippie. Okay.
You said both of your parents were in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
Yeah, loads of times.
You like Jamaica?
Loads. I love it. Loads and loads and loads of times. Up until 2017, I'd be going every year. Okay. For a strong 20 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Would you like it?
Yeah.
Would you like Jamaica?
I should like it. It's actually home.
Jamaica. Whereabouts in Jamaica?
So my mum's from Kingston and my dad's from, I want to say Trelawney. Do you know what? I should retract that. I really don't know.
Yeah, that's all right, because I didn't know what you just said.
Trelawney.
Trelawney. I don't even know where Trelawney is.
So I know the place, but I don't even know what parish it's in. Yeah. So, yeah.
What's the main things that have led you to be the person that you are today?
I think if we go on a really shallow level first, because, I like nice things, and the like of nice things makes me have to work a certain way to attain the things I like. And then on a more deeper level, seeing how my mum's life did kind of crash then. It came a bit better after, but when it crashed then, I was like, that can't happen to me. Right. Obviously at that age, I didn't realise the ups and downs just happen, no matter what you do. Right. But at that age, I was like, oh, no. I'm going to make sure I have everything by myself. Mm-hmm. So that can't happen to me, even if I got a divorce. And I think it's definitely playing a big problem in my life of wanting to know that I've done it all myself. I have it all myself. So I think seeing how quickly, even though it wasn't quickly, but from a child's perspective, how quickly life changed, right. I wanted to make sure that money was my backative, right. that couldn't happen, and just to drive. I always felt like I was pretty special. That's my mum's made us feel like that. 4 That's girls nice. She's got. I always thought I was pretty special. I was the best at gymnastics. I was, if I wanted to run, I was the fastest. If I was doing trampolining, I learned the tricks quickest. Like I'm pretty special. So it's like, why wouldn't I have all of these things? So it's definitely how she's built us. It was kind of like, well, you are going to be successful because that's the only option.
You could have been the person that wanted to someone to get those things for you.
Yeah.
However, he wasn't.
No, and that definitely came later. At first, I was so set on somebody's going to get this for me. I grew up really spoiled. Like my mum, everyone even meets me now and they're like, oh, you're only child. No, I'm the oldest of 4. So I just thought...
You act like an only child though.
I know, and I don't... And the thing is, we're so close, so I don't get it as in we're close sisters, but she made us all feel like we're the only child.
Did you say you're the youngest?
I'm the eldest.
You're the eldest?
Yeah. So I was by myself for 5 years. But you're
probably special. Yeah, he's probably special. I was, interesting.
5 years is a long time. Yeah. It's only when I went to school that the next one came. So I had my full at home time. My mum didn't work, so it was me and her rolling. So I did at like 16, and your mum's like, oh, what are you going to do? School's ending. And I was like, that's okay, I'm going to marry like a mob star.
And that's it.
And then I was going to be a stripper. And then she was just like...
From the Gambino family of mob star to on the pole. I'm not sure she would have been happy about this.
She wasn't happy about anything. My mum's a pastor.
Oh, wow. So you definitely don't want this...
She's a pastor now.
This
she wasn't a pastor then, but she definitely was like, that can't be the path for my daughter. So all of her prayers were, please let this girl sort herself out. Please let this girl sort herself out.
So how long were you in insurance?
I've been in it since
lockdown.
December 2019, yeah.
2019, fantastic. So what did the 2 years, what did Kelly's life look like 2 years before that? What was your...
Life was, I'll say lazy. So I did, I wish I could remember the year, maybe 2016 maybe. Okay. Got my very, very first rent to rent. Okay. And that was on the back of just being at a networking event, and a guy was like, I will show you everything for free, and the only thing that you've got to promise to do is to give your knowledge on for free. I was like, wicked. Amazing guy. Big up Carl Hart every time. Shout out Carl Hart. And so I had a rent-to-rent business, which, okay, the cash flow is good when it's good, and when it's wrong, it's awful. But I had a full-time job as well. I was working for the council.
But why can it be awful real quickly to guide?
Because if you don't have... So them times, I had very little savings. I'm talking like when you have like $1,000 and you think, I've got savings. You don't have savings. And there was a month where 2 girls in the house, it was a 4-bedroom mini HMO, and 2 of the girls had fallen out and they had left. That's a 2-room void. I had to use my own money. And that went on for like 3-4 months. Right. I could have vomited. Okay. Yeah. Savings are gone. You're now borrowing. Mm-hmm. It's not something you should go into without knowing that you have cash flow. Right. Anyway, and obviously my job was always just enough for me to do what I'm normally doing and just my little bits. So
you're kind of over leveraged.
100%.
But when you did the rent to rent, you rented the entire place?
I rented the entire 4-bedroom house, my very first one in Worcester Park. And was renting the rooms out individually. Okay. And a 4-bedroom and a front room.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, cool. But then you only had the mortgage to cover the whole.
I only had the
the rent, whatever you decided to thingy.
Yeah. So the model is perfect. So like I said, when it's working, it's perfect. Mm-hmm. If there's a void and you don't have savings, it's far from perfect.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good
It's
at
no
all.
good, man. You kind of overstretch yourself, didn't you? And you
I was
think,
past stretched.
yeah, you think you can do it because you can do it when it's
When it's
positive,
fine.
yeah, when the money's coming in, and
Exactly.
when it isn't,
And
sometimes
then
it's a bit more difficult.
Like, you have more, and then that house you're stealing from that one to pay the other one, and then yeah. But obviously, now knowing more about business, I would have structured it different in the first place, so it wouldn't have gone like that. But then it was more like, oh, this is free money, like not thinking of each individual house as a business, which it definitely is.
It's exactly what it is. Every time
Definitely
you
is.
get business, get property, it's a business for sure.
Exactly.
So that was you a couple of years ago, and that was you full time. You were doing that,
Full time,
or you,
overstretched with time. Even though people used to think I
and you
didn't
had
have a
one,
job.
and that was your main income. Is that
I
what
had
you said? Or?
no 3 in total.
Oh, yeah, 3. Okay, fantastic.
But all of them had problems. So, like I said, for a few months, everyone would be like, "Yeah, this is." Each of the individual ones would be perfect, and then it would fall apart.
Yeah. Where were what area? You have to tell me what time.
Like Worcester Park.
Okay.
So
Worcester.
that's, if you don't know, probably the closest area that people might know is Sutton. Yeah, that way. So then, and again, in hindsight, 2 of them were on roads that only had a bus. Like, you just, do you know what it was? It was, I'm going to get a rent to rent, and I'm going to do this. And it was like I think it might have even been the first one that I viewed. The first one that I took was the first one I viewed.
I get it. You're zealous. You want it. You're like, boom, I want this one here.
Yeah.
This is going to do it. I'm going to make it
Yeah.
regardless. But you did it.
I did it, and it taught me loads. But life was overstretched. Before that, I just had the job, had little tiny businesses of like, I had an online cushion business. Everything did well for a little while, but I was never consistent.
But then you had some sort of entrepreneurial spirit. You had some sort of business acumen. You
Definitely.
wanted to do that.
Then the hard work kicks and I go like this. Oh no. Oh no. I can't do this.
So did you dream about it as a kid? As a kid, did you have dreams of like, I want to do?
From very young, I always knew, I haven't fulfilled it yet, I definitely will. I would build and own a block of flats, like a massive block of flats.
Amazing.
And I can't even, I don't know, I was very young though, and I remember saying to my mum, was like, oh, you will. Like I said, she always made us feel like, oh, you want to do that? Apart from stripping. Whatever you want to do, you can go do that.
As long as you stay off the pole.
As long as you stay off the pole.
Yeah,
and don't have people shaking your ass. So, yeah, from really young, I decided, I didn't know what it was. Because even, it was young enough to know that I wanted to own a block of flats, but not old enough to even know that means you'd be a property developer.
Right, okay.
It's just, I want that.
I'll
build and I'll own that.
That's interesting that you wanted that at a young age, so that's cool.
And I don't know where that came
That's
from.
very cool.
My mum's not into property.
But you wanted it.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what was your first job and what was your last job?
Last job was the council.
Council.
And
was
they
your last
basically, they were so happy when I left. Like my...
But what, did you left to do the rent to rent?
No. I left to do insurance.
Okay.
I left to do insurance. My first job was. Oh yeah, it's the most uncommon. My first job was a casting director's assistant.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get that? And how did that?
Basically, I'm an ex-gymnast.
Okay.
As in like Lillishore trains, like a proper
Yeah.
ex-gymnast. And then I decided to coach gymnastics. So when I was coaching gymnastics, the coach who did that part-time, her full-time role was a casting director.
Right.
And obviously we just got really close, and she was like, well, you're not in college, because I definitely left college after 3 months.
You just went on it.
No, my mum told me I have to leave.
College? But like, what were you doing in college? Your A-levels, BTEC?
I was doing A-levels, English literature, drama, English language, and I had to retake maths.
Okay.
So I was doing that not as A-level, the rest of my A-levels.
Yep.
And my mum kept getting reports of she's not in lesson, she's late. Because I was
You just doing your thing?
Yeah, I was there. I was buzzing the canteen.
Okay, that makes sense. Just don't go to lesson.
It's a social club.
But it's fine.
Right.
I get it.
So she was like, you're leaving college. And I was like, oh, but I like it. She was like, you don't. You're not going to waste my time. So she was like, you're going to have to go and get a job. So yeah, I became a casting director's assistant. So it's just by way of who you know.
Yeah.
Really good times.
It's there, isn't it? It's just in
there.
front of you, right?
Yeah,
So
really good times. Like, yeah, I've done some cool stuff.
That's really good. Okay, so at what point when you were at the council did you say to yourself, it's time to it's time to leave, and it's like, oh, I'm ready for this full time. Like, what was the
I would be
decider?
so real. I had done maybe I'm going to say my first 3 policies. And I knew the commission that was coming. And I said, yeah, Croydon Council, I'm not playing this game with you no more.
But did you know it was going to keep coming?
No,
like,
of course
how
not.
did you? So you
Absolutely
just
not.
like, I'm going to take the risk. And just...
I am one of probably the riskiest people you ever meet.
Right, you just like,
There
go
was
for it.
there was no so insurance is absolutely basic-less. It's commission only.
Right.
It's your own client base. There is literally no safety net. No one's saying, oh, actually, do you know what? It's okay. You're looking a bit low this month. Take 5. There is nothing.
Right.
And I just said, if I remove this safety net, I have to fly. What am I going to do? I'm a mum. I can't drown. I have household bills. Like, I have family responsibility. What am I going to do? Just have no money.
Yeah.
That's not one of my options. It's not how...
Not an option.
It's...
Sometimes it's better, isn't it? Sometimes in a way it's like you think,
not everyone.
just gonna do it.
But rip off the plaster. Yeah. And we live in a beautiful country where if it really went wrong, there's something called universal credit.
That's how I see it.
There's something called benefits.
That's how I see it.
And if it gets peaked that you have to, then okay.
You can work at any job.
I'm sure,
people always hiring, you know.
They're always
McDonald's
hiring.
is always hiring.
And I'm
like,
shameless.
nothing wrong
People
with it.
have got some stigma attached to that. I tried something, it didn't work out. Oh, hello, high benefits.
Yeah, like I've got to do something. If you're rock bottom, that's the whole point. So really, this country, you know, we're kind of lucky in a way. Yeah.
I think it. Obviously, there's flips of when you get to a certain amount of money, you don't want you to have it. But there's a nice gap that you can try. And I said to myself, this commission that's coming, because at that point, I'll be really honest, I used to have to turn on my laptop and move it every you can't be like off the laptop for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I've been there.
So yeah, so you just tap whatever, and I was tired of tapping. So I'm doing insurance. I'm seeing like, you know, okay, this deal might have got me £1,400. I was only taking home 2,200, and you want me to tap, and then the manager's emailing on flipping whatever it is, the internal messaging thing, like, oh, Kelly, are you there? No, I'm
Skype,
not.
Teams,
Skype,
or Teams
no,
or whatever.
No, it was Skype.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't want to talk to you. You're interrupting a client.
So did you have a road for like, because I don't know if you're willing to say, but you said you like 6 figures on your
100%.
Your 6 figures,
100%.
Right. So was there a road to that? Did you have there?
Oh, you thought I had a plan?
That's what I'm saying. Is there a plan, or was it like I'm just gonna do this?
The plan was I don't want to tap the laptop anymore. So the plan was
That's fair.
I have to do really well.
Right.
And there was, so like I said, Ange had been in the business for 11 months, call it a year before me. And obviously I'd seen her numbers. So I was like, oh, it's possible.
So how hard was it? I said, so relative terms, say hard. Like, you know, how did you find it getting to that stage where, you know, you actually bringing in money now? You're like, oh, I like this. This is.
So first of all, I was bringing in money from day one.
Right.
So obviously if you don't
And that was your network. You were just calling
my
people.
own network.
Just calling people that you knew.
So
Are you a likable person?
yes.
do you have a network of people?
I have
trying
a
to say,
network
like,
of people, but with insurance, because it's something that we need not want, you can't even rely on your network because, luckily, my family did, but my family's tiny, so I'm trying to think, where did my clients come from? So, okay, I had a tiny social media presence, like tiny, I'm talking like maybe 1,000, but I really engaged 1,000.
Okay, that's cool.
So I just started putting out what I do on there. Oh. Like my thing was, because when you go into the business, it's very much you're taught referral basis. Okay. So I do you, Ryan, your 5 closest people to you, like if something were to happen to them, right. And that's how they work. I'm lazy. And I believe that lazy people are actually have got beautiful minds, because we're gonna find the easiest way to get there. I still want to get there, right. And I don't want to be slapdash, but I'm just not willing to do the long tiring slog. I want to do the smart slog. So I was like, okay, these lot do referrals, so they could speak to the one person, then they could get 10 numbers, they could speak to 10, maybe they'd get through to 6, and maybe they'd sign 1. I was like, no, I want to speak to 10 at one time,
right,
and then I'll see the conversion rate. And I quickly learned that if you put on webinars,
right,
if you just go on, people are visual. If you show on your day-to-day what you're doing, which I was doing before, first of all, they can see a glow up.
right,
But then you're consistently talking about this thing. So whether it's one or two things going to happen, you're going to be annoyed by me and disappear. Cool. Or you're going to be like, actually, what you talking about? And book me. And that is what happened. And I used to go to events.
yeah.
So I just realised.
Used to though. So why did that change? Why was that okay to change?
I got inundated. Yeah. Insurance has done really well. Really well. And it's now at the point of, obviously I can't speak for everyone, that's stupid, but a lot of people in a certain demographic and slightly outside of it go insurance. It's like one of 5. It's either going to be myself, she talks finance, and Amida, she insures, or Ella insures. Like, there's not short of going to Aviva directly or something. If you're on social media and you think, actually, oh, what about this? You're likely to think of one of us, or someone that you particularly specifically know that does that. But and that was the whole driving factor of why we hit social media the way we do.
So you think social media is one of them?
I got my strategy later. The first year was a strong, I'm winging it, but I'm going to make money because I have bills to pay. So there was no map. But since after the first year, not even a year. I think after the first. So when COVID came in, March? So by September, I was fully in my stride of, I know what to do. You speak once to many and sign them all.
That makes sense. So would you then suggest this line of work for people? Would you say
Absolutely.
This is the type of thing that you would help you if you're, and what would you have to be, what type of personality would you have to be successful?
You definitely have to be a people person. So I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. Absolutely not. But if you hit certain like criteria of your personality, I don't know what else you would be doing. Because for like if I break down like what my hourly rate were to be if I was to pay myself for one policy, it's silly.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, like it's a stupid thing. Like a policy could take 45 minutes and that policy could be anywhere from £240 to £6,000. Do you know what I mean? So if you're a people person, if you like to talk to people, if you already have a social media presence, or if you don't, but you have a wicked network and they already see you in a light of where they trust you, financial services is the way to go.
Interesting. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you did, and she didn't go to university.
Absolutely not.
You didn't
Guys,
got a student
I didn't finish
loan.
college.
You didn't finish college.
College.
You went to secondary school.
I went to secondary school. I got 11 A to C's.
11 A to C's.
No,
11
and a D.
C's.
And a D.
So what did you like at school? What type of education did you like at school?
Jesus. Okay, so I'm highly intelligent, but completely disengaged.
Okay, so like book smart, intelligent. You're talking about.
Yeah.
You're like
Book smart without having to do much. And God, please don't take it away.
How many exams you doing this week? You still doing exams?
No. Last week I did my training, so I'm done.
Okay.
But
What type of training are you doing?
to do commercial. So to do commercial lending.
Okay, cool.
So
Did you have to study for that?
No, you do have to study, but there's no formal exam because commercial lending is actually unregulated.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're in that sector, you understand. But it's unregulated, so there's no formal exam. But there is a hell of a lot of reading because you have to know your products.
Right.
You can't sell something without knowing
what
it is. Whereas insurance, there is exams, completely different. So it's an add-on, but that I'll speak about that. That is a whole different space that I'm like bubbling over with. It's going to take over my insurance.
You actually like it.
But like a different type of excitement.
Why? What excites you more than insurance? Why is it going to
Okay,
take
so
over?
in insurance, there's a demonic word called clawback.
Okay.
And what clawback is,
Yeah.
if you, let's say I sell your policy that's on a 2-year indemnity.
Okay.
Indemnity means I'm getting a loan.
Right.
So yeah, it could be a £2,000 policy.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to cancel your policy within 24 months, Royal London want back their money.
Huh.
We want it back, actually. Yeah,
Interesting.
we want it back. Yeah, the person didn't keep their policy. We're taking that back.
Okay, it's a long while though. It's like 12 months. What's it? 24 months.
2 years.
It's a long time.
And some people have 4-year indemnity. So if someone cancels their policy within 4 years, the provider wants the money back. So some will say if you do good business, you will have a low clawback rate. Yes. However, clawback is inevitable. People are human. They change their mind.
Of course.
Things genuinely happen in their life.
Yeah, 2 years can change. You can change your life in 2 years, man. That's
Can lose their job. You
Yeah.
can decide you don't want to do it. You could be
Yeah.
approached by somebody else.
Yeah.
There's like endless reasons. You might just look at the direct debit and think I don't want that. So that word is a very dangerous word in insurance. So with commercial lending, there is no clawback. It's you're securing finance for somebody's commercial gain, and it's just, for me, it's knowing that I'm a relatable person and I can offer my community, I can educate my community on, okay, you want to do X, but you think you can't because no one's taught you. So just like I've taught you insurance, I can teach you, oh, you want to buy a commercial property? You can. And it's easier than residential. And it's
Why is it easier than residential?
The requirements are a lot less. The money is a lot less. So think, anything to do with commercial, the lender is looking at the deal as a whole.
Of course. So
So
same as
if
like
the-
buy to let type thing. You're looking at the. You're not looking
Looking at the individual's
Exactly.
money, you're looking at
You're
how much
looking
money they
at
can
the
make
deal.
on the deal.
That's
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
if the deal stacks up, even if you don't have the required deposit, if the deal stacks up enough, you can get high lending, 85%, 90% of loan to value. So it's like, where you thought that you didn't have a strategy or you couldn't change your life before, you actually can. And that is what makes me like,
So what type of things do they approve for lending on commercial? You talk about just a building, or what?
everything from startup loans,
Okay.
yeah, any type of startup finance. So merchant finance, which a lot of people don't know what it is. If you have a transaction business and you're using like a PDQ machine, if you want a loan, but you know not necessarily in profit, they will still loan it to you on the basis they're going to take a certain amount of pence off each transaction.
Okay, so I've got a shop, and I'm going to use the card machine.
Yep.
But I don't want to be down at any point, so that you give me a loan to cover the.
That's it. And it's just going to come
And
out.
it'll just come off in
It's going
pence.
to come off in pence.
That's
Or in pounds,
interesting.
depends on the size of your transactions.
Yeah.
Then obviously anything commercial, so bridging loans, any bridging finance, refurbishment finance, ground up development finance. It's there for the taking.
We can talk more, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk.
No, business.
sure.
So business finance, if you've already got a business, asset finance, if you want to buy something for the business, asset finances, and you want to use an asset for security, that's not necessarily a property. The list is. Look, I'm excited.
You sound excited.
I'm
Because
excited.
I've never done bridging loan or anything like that, but I've heard of it and I understand. I'm
You get
guessing
it.
I understand. Yeah,
You probably do.
This is what it is. But that seems to be one of the integral parts for people who are kind of like doing buy to lets,
100%.
and do you know what I mean? They want a little bit of money before this
I want it
time.
now.
Yeah, before this little bit of time, and then finding someone that they can actually get that from. So I'm
That's
guessing
it. That's me. And then when you want to refinance out of your bridge, it's me again. And obviously the fees they're tasty.
Okay.
It's a well paid. But the question of how was I in school? You see how I'm talking now?
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
That's how I was talking in class.
Okay, I guess she was a problem, isn't it? Teacher, for the teachers, you're a problem.
Well, half of the teachers adored me. Oh no, Kelly's fine. Leave her. She's a creative. Like leave her. And the other teachers are like, she's a demon, and she's talking and she's just.
Do you remember any key moments of failure during these 2 years of your meteoric rise to 6-figure income?
Sorry, that is so funny. Yeah, month 3, and in insurance, it's we call it your sink or swim.
Okay.
If you go past 3 months, you'll be fine.
So you're talking about as anyone who starts within insurance.
Yeah. If you start in a role where it's just commission, so not working for like Aviva or something. If you're in a self-employed role in insurance, if you go past month 3, you will always have insurance on your side. I don't know why. It's like the month of death.
Right.
Because most people have burnt through their friends and family if you're going down the referral route.
Yeah.
With all the will in the world, by 3 months you're burnt.
How much friends have you got?
How much friends have you got? How many referrals they're gonna give you? How many people can you take saying, why did they give you my number? Like, what? Do you know what I mean? So month 3, even though I did do my friends and family, but that wasn't my focus. It was, let's do webinars and stuff. And just month 3, like so said, so done. I just remember I was like the 5th of the month, and I was just thinking, I don't have one client booked in. None, nothing, nowhere. And remember, so we're in COVID.
Yeah, see, that was the crazy
That's when it
time.
started, and I was just like, oh, maybe insurance isn't for me. And then I had a really shit pay run. Because we used to get paid every 2 weeks. I still do, but yeah, at that place. And I had like something stupid, like, I'm going to say like $1,000, maybe even under $1,000. And that's for 2 weeks insurance. If you're seeing $1,000, you need another occupation. It's not for you. And I looked at that pay and I remember, and I was like, this is awful. And then it's like, I was like, oh God, sorry, don't take away my opportunity. But I felt like a failure. I was like, what's happened? You were doing well. What's going on? And no, I felt really bad. I was like, you've quit your job. You're irresponsible.
And what was the change? What was the turning point, if any?
No. After like a day of following, I was like, oh, sorry, there's a child relying on you.
I have a dependent.
I have a old dependent who's old enough to look at me and be like, Mom, what are you doing in the bed? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I had this, me and Andrew, like, she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm in my bed, I'm stressed. And she was like, doesn't even suit you. Sort it out. So the turning point was literally thinking, your son does taekwondo 3 times a week. It costs X amount.
Okay.
You don't have any option to. There's no safety net in place right now. So I had to get to work. I had to think, okay, think smart again. You was able to think smart so fast. Think smart again. And I think that's the first time I did an open webinar where it was only focused on, I think it's called like you're a parent but you don't have life insurance. Anyone that joins that webinar, I know that's a sale.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah,
that was the name of the.
That was one of the names of the webinar. Yeah.
Smart move.
That was a big failure.
So, and you said you used social media quite a lot to kind of push your business. So you have said thousands of people potentially looking at you a day and what have you. Do you find have you found any negativity towards you in that regards, and being as open as you are using social media?
Do you know what? I'm gonna say no.
No haters, no nothing.
No,
0. Everyone loves you. High five, kills. Hey.
No, I don't know if they all love
Mad
me.
love.
Maybe the haters are just really silent.
Maybe
they're waiting for the day where it looks like I've fallen off. But as it stands, and you know what, this is probably testament to me being a hippie and not even really knowing what's going on. But I think that I don't have some people, honestly, they go in their DMs and they're actually horrible and they're trolling the person.
Yeah.
Now, if you want that place, that's TikTok. Oh my God. So on TikTok, oh yeah, there's
it's like that. I'm not really crazy about TikTok like that to me to know. Like I dibble look or whatever, but I don't know. I've never felt that type of.
If people think that trolls live on Twitter, they don't. Trolls live on TikTok.
Okay.
They say
hyper trolls.
Hyper trolls. Like they just say things that are completely not relevant to the video. But I take TikTok seriously in as that it does. I do get a few clients. But I use that more as on the educational side, on just tips and tricks, just in general. Yeah. If you like to know that I'm an insurance advisor, that's definitely my Insta. So on there, no. On TikTok, yes. But it's not negative towards me. I think they're just.
Is that so? Is that testament to how TikTok is set up? TikTok set up for like it's all obviously like
It's
videos,
younger
videos, quick bits of whatever,
It's so quick.
little bits of entertainment.
You've got seconds.
And Instagram's a bit more like, this is my name, this is me, this is what I do. Here's my. Do you know what I mean?
Instagram is definitely for, no disrespect, but Instagram's for adults. TikTok is for, I don't know what age they say it's for. It's definitely for younger. Yes, adults, obviously people are over 18, but it's like a much less adult mentality. I think if you're searching a business or you're searching what someone does on Instagram, I genuinely believe you've got a different mentality to if you're searching it on TikTok. I search things on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because I search house hacks, house cleaning hacks, organization hacks, whereas I wouldn't search that on Insta.
Okay.
But if I'm searching for someone's, you're a property developer, I'm going to look on Insta or LinkedIn, but I'm more visual, so I want to see on Instagram. Okay. So there's definitely a difference. And I don't know, I just think there's a different caliber. Or maybe it's a different caliber who's on my Instagram page then.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe that's the difference. But there is there's a distinct difference. Because sometimes I look at the comments on TikTok and I go, are they dumb? Like, what's their address? I'm going to pull up. But that's never happened.
So how's that difference to Twitter?
So I'm so small on Twitter. I'm a baby on Twitter. I'm just like a little, I look on Twitter and I barely even know how it works. And I just look, but sometimes when I look at a thread, I'm like, well, one time I had a tweet that went viral and they were finishing me for 24 hours. Like my phone froze of the notifications. I said, when we were about to come out of lockdown, like to the first time where we was allowed to have brunch. No, when we was allowed to be out
together, eating, but in a certain amount of people and all that type of.
Inside. So we're past the outside phase. We've gone back inside, and it was like, I don't know, it was June or whatever the date was. And I said, I hope that everybody that has got their reservations for tomorrow, because obviously everyone's booked up, are not the people that's like leaving their kids' uniform to the last minute, or basically like.
Okay.
I hope that they got the priority straight.
A little bit of shade.
Who told me to say that? They genuinely finished me for 24 hours, and then some DLT brunch picked it up and was like, "What does everyone think about this?" Honestly, the tweet couldn't die. Like, they were finishing me for a long time. But I did get clients from it.
Oh, is it?
I got clients because some people, the shade hit, and they was like, damn, okay, well, I don't have my kid's uniform, or I haven't sorted out. I can't remember exactly what I said, but they took it on board and said, oh, let me change that. And then the other ones were just angry.
That's really interesting. So, like, what I find as well is interesting is like, as I said this before, hate and love is on the same side as the same coin. So it's like, it's this and it's that. But it's the same way, if you like take sports like boxing, for instance, right? People will go to see someone win and be like, oh, we love this guy. But it's the same guy buying a ticket who goes to see that person lose. But they're both buying a ticket.
There you go.
So it's just like...
That's the bit I care about. I care about the
people
buying
still,
the ticket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So people are still buying the policies or still coming to you and getting clients.
And
so
that's fine. So half that angry...
But that's why, I think someone like 50 Cent, he's smart. He got that right.
Say what you're saying.
You can hate me as much as you want.
But you're still looking, which means you're paying me.
That's it.
You're
still watching Power.
You're still watching Power to say it's rubbish.
You're still,
You're still commenting, so you're giving me engagement.
That's crazy, isn't it?
But you've got to be thick-skinned, though.
What? Super thick-skinned.
But I'm just like this. I honestly
it's difficult, though, for me.
Do you think...
I'm emotional, like
really?
Yeah, man. And I want
take it to heart.
I want you to be happy. Yeah, no. But you said something to me.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
But you said something to me. Not even me. My profile, a picture. You don't even know me. Like you said something, and I'm gonna take it and hold it. However,
I'm in shock.
I wish you the best, and that's the only way I get over it. Someone says some madness to me, and people have said stupid things, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I hope you're happy. I hope you're good.
You reply?
You. Yeah, man. I'm turning the other cheek. I'm Jesus in this situation.
No, but I'm not even replying.
I swear. No, yeah, I'm replying.
Or sometimes I laugh, or sometimes I'm like, yeah, good one. Because like people, so I'll never forget the comment. The girl was like, you are the ambassador of bad vibes. Let me tell you something. I laughed.
The ambassador of bad vibes.
No, I said 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out, I replied to her, 10 out of 10.
It's a great line.
Creativity.
Yeah, it's a great line. Like, I get it. It's a great line.
And then some other people. So Ange took her Saturday out to reply to people on my behalf. She's like you. She was furious. Someone said go to hell. She was like, her mum's a pastor. Why are you saying that to her? Furious. Like,
but that's too much.
emotional.
Yeah, that's too much. Like I don't want to give it my time. Not too much,
not
but at the same
interested.
time, like I just feel I don't know.
I'm not
Like,
saying
I do
take care.
yes.
I'm not saying any of that on TikTok. I definitely
No,
have fuck off.
is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm being nice. I
TikTok
want you to be
have
happy.
a
I'm sure you're a nice guy. I love you. Like,
All right, cool.
so did your circle of friends change when your job changed, your finance changed? Did that change in any way, shape, or form?
I'm one of the lucky people that I can honestly say no, but that's because I know a lot of people. Just because it's Kelly, it's Kells.
Yeah.
But my friends are so tiny, there was none to lose because there was hardly
good
any of
thing.
them.
But that's probably a good thing.
No,
like,
it's a beautiful
small-
thing.
small
I
friends.
could name my friends probably on two hands, like actual friends. So the same people that I was really close with at the beginning are the same people that I'm really close with now. The only person I got closer with is Ange. That's it. Everybody else they've been on board. They will be on board. They've had little bits and pieces from me, and like when I was at like a really, really high, able to help. And then so before that, definitely some of my friends, especially two of them, definitely had helped me many times. Big up K Dove. Before when I was just working.
Yeah.
And the end, like, there's more months than there's money. So like, I'm like, we're on the 25th, but we're not getting paid till the 30th. Okay. There's like I said, specifically K, I always chat my business, has helped. So no, it's the same people. I'm lucky because I've seen a lot of other people insurance that I've been really close with, especially some people on my team who have like helped and gotten them to six figures. You could say that their circle's decimated. Jealousy. Like, it's all jealousy because even if it manifested as other stuff, it came down to it's jealousy.
Yeah, it's jealousy.
You don't see us as much, or you think you're nice now, or you're doing this, or you're doing that, and I'm like, what is that? Like, why are we're embarrassing in that respect? Black people are embarrassing. You're embarrassing in that respect.
A little bit, but it's I don't know.
What is that? No, because it's obviously I'm not another race, but I don't see them receiving like hate is almost like a benchmark. If you started to get hate, it's like, oh, I must be doing okay. What?
Yeah, what is that?
What is that?
Yeah,
Why is that?
It's no good. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just like how we see other people, how we kind of culturally move. Because when someone's doing well, sometimes we notice that because of like what they're wearing or what they're doing, and that, even though it doesn't, it makes people reflect on themselves. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, you've got that and I haven't got that.
That's what my mentor said. And I was like, but don't watch the people that have got, because there's people that's got way more than me, and I know that they're probably doing nowhere near as well. They shouldn't have bought the things that they bought.
But that's it. That's what I'm saying. I know some people that they look amazing. Like, they're looking great.
Yeah. And I know in my world,
I don't wear, and I'm doing okay.
I'm
do
you
fine.
know what it is? Again, being in this industry, me and Ange laugh and a few of others, like, we could wrap up half of South London. We know all of your business. You're our clients. Yeah. And it's like, it depends on what type of deal we're doing or stuff. We ask for financials, and I'm just thinking, obviously, we're absolutely professional. We never speak about it, but in myself, I'm knowing that Mr. Blah Blah down the road with his GLC or whatever doesn't live anywhere. And I want us to be just more aware of, stop looking at what people have, because it means nothing. Like, you don't even know if they got a bed frame. They could sleep on the mattress on the floor.
It's stuff.
Like, it's a lot of stuff.
It's stuff. That's it. It's only things.
It's things.
It's not going to matter in the next 5 years. You know what I mean? No one cares about what you've got.
At all.
Oh, I don't anyway.
I don't. It's not. Yeah, I'm not even one of those girls.
Maybe that's just me.
So what's one of the misconceptions of like insurance, of it being like a scam, or like what's kind of the...
So it depends on what company you work for. There is also the side of, if you choose to build a team, you can. So if you don't understand it, or some people are just terrible at explaining it, it sounds like MLM. Multi-level marketing for those that don't understand. So it's like, oh, so it's MLM then. But if you understand the definition of MLM, that means you only profit because of people you bring in. That's not insurance. Insurance is, I'm an insurance advisor, so your policy, I get paid. If I choose to have a team, it's a management structure.
It's understandable though, because it kind of the
Of
insurance
course.
would work. It would work perfect for a multi-level marketing because
Yes
you
and
could
no.
you could do seminars and then you could bring in loads of people
But
and
if you
say,
bring in people
do you know what I
and
mean?
you're not selling, you're only going to see a small percentage on your team's money. Your team's money will never outweigh, unless you've got,
That's
and I mean a
interesting.
huge team. So unless you've
Yeah, that
got,
doesn't make sense.
you know, unless you've got like a team of 100 plus, where you know that
It's not going to outgo.
it's not going to outdo a
How much
policy.
a policy is going to get.
It's just
Okay.
not. So like
So
I
it wouldn't
said,
make sense to do it then, would it?
I've had a
That's
team
interesting.
and it's, you know, it's great. I've got a team now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's really bad. I should have counted before I came in. Maybe 9 or 11. 2 are about to go though. Yeah, they're not doing anything. So you could earn a decent amount, but remember that's always going to depend on how well they're doing. Whereas I know if I bang a policy, I know the money that's coming.
Right.
And your team are obviously going to be not below you, but they're going to be behind you in terms of experience. So you've got to then give your time to get them up. So it's definitely like an exchange. So it's so far from MLM.
Yeah.
You could be by yourself and out earn someone that's got a team of 50. Because if the team of 50 is not doing anything,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
that's definitely
makes,
a major
that makes
misconception.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So some people think it's multi-level marketing,
They
which
do.
is kind of like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
If anyone's so people should Google that if you don't know what that
He's
is.
attacking them, finishing them off.
So what? So what's your schedule like generally? So for your like day to day, how much you actually work and how much you don't work, and do you know what I mean? How busy is your week and your day?
Jesus. Okay, we're gonna give a productive Kelly week. And we're gonna give a Kelly week.
Okay.
So a productive week, I honestly don't have a start time to my day. So my boy goes to school for 8:30.
Okay.
So I'm awake from 6:30. I'm definitely not out of bed. I might get out of my bed at about 9. If I'm having a productive week, I will go for a walk.
Okay.
Great. Basically, I'm not sitting down looking at my laptop until like 1 o'clock. That's even on a productive week because how I block my time out, like if you go on my site, you can't book me before that time. Well, I think 2 days a week you can book me at 11, but so whenever my first client is, no, let's do a lazy week first. Whenever my first client is, that's when I go on the laptop. If that first client's at 2, that first client's at 6:30 in the evening, that's what I do. When I'm having a productive week, so like now I'm really like, I love insurance and it helps people. But where I do have a team, if I get leads where I don't know the person, I want to start handing it off to the team. And I solely want to concentrate on commercial. So right now I'm very productive. I will be now it's summer holidays, even worse though. So wake up kind of whenever.
Okay.
Do my little bits in the house. And then it's where my clients coming from. What network haven't I touched in a while? Who haven't I spoke to in a while? Updating all my bits, like whose deal, even though, so prior to me being an actual broker, I used to introduce commercial finance. So there's still bits that I have to chase up on. So it's all very much heavily, it's laptop and phone. Unless I get someone to know, actually, I want to meet face to face. And I assess, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? And I will go. So I don't have a structure.
To another point, is there? So basically, you've got a product which is the investing or whatever it is, a product, and then you have the marketing of the product, which is you go in that.
It's all down to me.
Is that? Do you do more of that than actually speaking to clients, selling?
Definitely.
So it's more marketing than.
It's definitely
than
more
selling.
marketing because one sale is enough to
sustain you somewhat.
Sustain me
So you can
for
just
a while.
put the fuel in the engine.
Put the fuel in the engine.
Keep it
and
going.
then think of it like a jet. Loads of fuel, rather
go.
than stop, fuel, go.
Yeah.
Stop, fuel, go. So it is. I'm at the place in insurance where I don't call and I haven't done a webinar in ages or haven't been to an event. So it's just that I can guarantee at least 2 people a day. Someone will pop up on my phone because my number's on Insta or via Wix. Yeah. Hey, Kels, this person sent me 4 or they've just booked. Yeah. The other side is way more active. So I'm going to be going out to networking events. I'm going to be putting in phone calls. So it's one side is now it's not. It's way more doing the consultations than marketing, apart from a reel. And then the other side is heavily marketing. And I enjoy marketing.
Good.
I do.
I think you have to then.
If
It's more, it's more part of it, and you make more money from that.
100%.
You make more sense.
If I didn't like it, I'd be doing it anyway. Until I get to the place, God willing, how it is with insurance, where if someone thinks, I want to get this loan, or I want to get this job, or I want to do this commercial to resi development, or let me holler at Kells. That's where I want to be. Because that'll be a comfortable place.
So, do you have like any personal overarching goals for the Kelly brand, or
100%.
You know,
I have to make little Kelly proud. I have to build and own a block of flats. But now, in hindsight, because I'm obviously older, I might not keep all of them, but I'll definitely build. So I'll do a ground up development of a block of flats, maybe retain some, not all of them, depends on the market at the time. But little Kelly will not rest until she has that. And then my other, which is completely away from finance. So the other one that's completely away from finance is I want to be a home influencer. So when I first went to Instagram,
influencer,
yeah, like homeware. So when I first went to Instagram, I only ever had it because at the time I was starting. I had a staging business. Okay. So on the back of having rent to rents, and on the back of Carhartt giving me all the information. One time he had an Airbnb and it was about to be let and he had nothing in there. And I was like, oh, I can sort that out. And I literally furnished the whole place, as in down to the cutlery, because it's Airbnb. And he was like, what? Do that for everyone.
Yeah,
Wicked.
yeah.
That was born. And that's the only time that I came onto Instagram. I didn't care for socials before that.
That's cool.
So in the back of my heart, like property and all that stuff, that's great. I just want to decorate stuff.
Yeah, you're creative. You're proper.
Yeah, your eyes.
Yeah,
that's it.
I get it.
That's all I want to do. Turn up, give you some nice cushions, tell the people what to paint on the wall. So I would love to, I don't know if you know who Mrs. Hinch is. So Mrs. Hinch, she was an Instagrammer and her thing was cleaning.
Okay.
Morning and night this woman cleaned.
Yeah.
She now has a home collaboration with Tesco. So you can only imagine the bank that she got.
Big numbers, man.
TV and then down to like, she's got Mrs. Hinch plates.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, maybe when I'm like 45 and...
Yeah. So is that... So, okay, so talk about that then. You're saying 45 when you're older, what have you. So after the age of like 50 or 60, how do you think about... Have you ever thought about making money after that time? And is the big house that you're going to do, the big block of flats, is that the thing that's going to give you money? Or have you thought about putting a pension together? Or
I've got a SIP. I've got a private pension. And that's only by way of the brokerage that I work under at the moment. Prior to that, I did not care. I haven't even gathered all of my previous pensions together yet. But that's very important. The aim between now and 50, so I'm 36. 37 in March, so close to 37. Well, not yet. Still close to 36. Is to have a certain amount of cash flow. So residually, I want 15k a month. So 15k a month is just the number where I go like this at. I can breathe. It's not rich. It's not, because there's other stuff that I want, but I'm just talking about just residual. Right. 15k a month. And I mean, so that residual until I die. So when people say like, what's your retirement? If I know that I've got 15k a month residual, I'm okay. That's when I think later life. Aside from the cash, aside from the houses, aside from the commercial letting where I've rented it out to Barclays and the bank's in there for 30 years, it's the residual for me. So that's what I think about.
So you aim for residual income to tide you over when you're, when you decide to start working or whatever. You're saying you want to have enough, things in place to tide you over. And what are those things? What do those things look like? Is it a property move
so definitely a commercial move. So to own, I'm really interested in owning warehouse space. Okay. Because once you own, not necessarily a warehouse, but a warehouse size space, you will always earn money. So I'm gonna say, like, I think really like, people think, what? so retail park size. If you own that, you won't go broke.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I used to work for a real estate company. I used to work for a real estate company, and I used to. That was one of the biggest things that the agents did were sell the sheds. We call them like sheds.
Yeah.
Like massive sheds. Huge sheds, basically.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of money.
There you go.
Like,
so, for instance, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, near where I live, we've got a few industrial parks, but then, and that's the thing I love about commercial. Unless you're in that world, you won't even know it's for sale because it's nothing to do with you. So why would you? But and Argos, because obviously Argos has gone into Sainsbury's.
And Argos or Amazon or someone wants that.
And Argos, so in this one small, it's only small in the terms of industrial park, but and Argos was there, and the Sainsbury's, obviously that was empty. But an Argos, a TK Maxx, a Mamas and Papas, and a Hobbycraft. This thing was for sale, and I was like, I wonder how long the person who's selling it has had that, and they've had Argos, TK Maxx, Mamas and Papas as a tenant for the last. They take long leases. Their minimum lease like 25 years or 30 years. Yeah. Knowing that you're getting whatever 110, depending on obviously where it is, pounds a year. Like,
so they normally.
So if you own that.
Okay, so why is it? You might not know. Why is it that Mamas and Papas don't buy? Why do they lease it?
It's just not part of their. It's just not part of their strategy.
It's not part of the business strategy.
They're not. That's so. Whereas like McDonald's, their strategy is definitely owning the buildings. Right, they're more of a real estate business than a fast food business. That's what they do, 100%. And they even. Just so you know that it's genuinely like a real estate business. If you want a franchise, they've already got the building for you. They're not expecting you to go and find the building and say, I'm going to put McDonald's here.
They'll say, come here.
They'll say, no, you want one? Here, take one of this. But you're going to rent it from
us. Yeah, of course.
So, Mamas and Papas, TK Maxx, all those ones, I've done quite a lot of research. They own hardly anything. Okay. That's not their strategy. So, all of these people who own these spaces, like, you're never going to, and that's generations. My son, the grandchild I don't have yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, you see that industrial thing? Yeah, that was nannies. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one of my personal aims.
I like it.
Has to get done.
Okay. I like it. Okay.
So what does financial free look like to you? Is that the 15 grand?
That's the 15 grand because I got a lot of outgoings. Obviously, I don't have £15,000 worth of outgoings, but £15,000 of residual income.
Yeah. That's the point.
It means I can stop. You see, if I get £15,000 residual tomorrow, I'm not I won't have a job.
You're done.
I don't have a job.
That's your number.
I do stuff because I want to do stuff and I like business and I'll still do some loans and stuff like that. But I don't get up every day and turn that laptop.
Okay.
I don't. So that's financial freedom to me.
Okay. So did having a baby kind of change your thoughts about finance or change your life in a way financially?
No, so again, even though I didn't go and marry a mobster, I was with my son's dad for a very long time and I was very spoiled. I moved from being spoiled by my mum and then my mum and stepdad to being spoiled by my son's dad. Nice. 100%. Big up him every time. I'm not going to say his name. I had very little comprehension, like when we moved in together, very little comprehension of the bills of the house.
Okay. You didn't need to.
I didn't need to. And he's very traditional in the respect of, why would you go to work? You're at home. I work hard. You with the child. My child doesn't need to go to nursery. Like, he was dead against nursery and stuff, like whilst he was small and couldn't speak. Once he could speak, imagine, he was at nursery and I still didn't work. Then there was times that I did like little bits and pieces. Then there was time. So when he went to school, I wasn't working. And then it's like one day I was like, actually, do you know what? Okay, Kelly, wake up, time to go to work. But that was just so I had more money to spend on myself. I didn't have. So no, I didn't. So that for a long, and it was a long time. No, it wasn't a, oh my God, this is hard. It's like, oh, this is nice. I'm off with a baby. I'm on maternity leave. And then when we did split and he left, that's when the ton of bricks of reality came into my life. And I was like, well, this is the novelty is worn off. And I remember he came, because like we got a really good relationship. He came to the house and he was like, what's all these letters? They're not open. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And he was like, no, they're bills and they're now yours. And that's when I seen debt. I never known debt before that. Because I was still living the life of a two income household,
Right.
and just spending away and doing what I wanted to do, and not paying the bills, and thinking it was okay as well. So having a really great time, not paying the bills.
It sounded like you had an alright time.
I'm in the cloud.
You enjoyed yourself
all the time, every day.
So was that a time have you ever been in serious debt? Was that a time?
Serious debt was
Yeah,
racking
was you
up.
like-
My credit card was max at the time. It was $5,000. So that was only like so lending I had because of my credit card. I didn't have an overdraft at the time. So that's how you know I wasn't living in the real world before then. I didn't have any nothing was really going on. But to me, my credit card being at the limit was my reality of debt. That's what I knew of debt.
That's not enjoyable.
That's nothing.
Yeah, but that's not enjoyable.
It's not enjoyable. But
$5 is just like, oh, I don't like that.
I don't
do you
like
mean,
that. But the thing is, I could definitely have been paying a minimum payment. But again, I was living my very best life of I don't want to do that. And I don't want to do that. And I was still doing everything else except for that stuff. So I had all that at that time. Every bill was behind. My rent was now not being paid because what money I was getting, I was like, well, I'm depressed, so I should spend it on what I want to spend it on. So that was a really big, Jesus Christ, this is the life that everyone has been talking about, this hardness, this hardship.
Yeah, because I was going to ask the next question of like, well, I feel like I spent too much money on like holidays, enjoying life, and then I didn't do the investing thing for a long while.
Never did I.
But yeah, it sounds like you kind of did it. It sounds like you kind of didn't do that either. You enjoyed yourself for
No.
for a long while.
The only investing I did was when I was definitely a casting director's assistant, and somebody said there's this thing called Bitcoin.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, well, I'll do some research.
Did you get in early then?
I did really, really early.
Okay.
But sold really, really early because I can't. It's so long ago. I can't.
Were you gassed on the?
don't even want to
Were you
make
gassed
up.
on the thingy? Like, oh,
It went up.
6
It's
racks.
free money, $6,000.
Boom. Yeah, we know
I'd
what
had
you're
that when
saying.
it went to 40. Different story.
You weren't ready for.
For learning better, for knowing better.
You weren't ready for learning or doing things in
No, I
a
was
better
having
way.
a great time doing it wrong.
Which is but the thing is, I would say I wish I had that information before. I wish
Me
that,
too.
but I don't think I was ready.
Oh,
I don't think
wouldn't
I
have
wasn't
listened.
as
'Cause
much
I
as
definitely had a few people that could have been like, even the person that said about Bitcoin, they were like, no, I'm telling you now, you've got, you're young, you're okay. And I was like, no, I've got, and I remember that week I bought a Dior saddle bag, the original one, and where, do you know what it is? I don't even know where the bag is. So I said to Ange the other day, where's that pink bag? It's not here.
Yeah, that's no good.
So I clearly wasn't ready. I still enjoy doing stuff wrong now. Probably shouldn't say that. But I do.
But you think you're ready. You think you would have liked to have this information, but I don't think I was ready. I don't think I would have ever done any of the things.
Definitely.
It's just I think the journey is about the person you become during that time, not the destination. Not like you're gonna do this at this age, or when I get to this age, I'm gonna be able to do that. Or it's just the person you become during those times, and that's the product. It's just you become this thing, this great thing. What is the most expensive thing you've bought for yourself, and not a house? It's mad expensive.
It's Van Cleef.
Is it?
It's Van Cleef.
Van Cleef.
No.
Is it mad expensive?
It's quite expensive.
Is it mad? It's most expensive thing you bought yourself?
Absolutely.
Do you want to say it on camera? Yeah.
Just Google it.
Yeah, but I don't want you to say it because you're out here like.
I mean, No, I actually don't want to. I could do with the money now. I could do with it back. If anybody wants to buy it secondhand.
You're the worst. On the eBay thing.
No, Vestiaire. So Vestiaire is an amazing pre-loved.
What's Vestiaire?
Vestiaire is a.
Oh, Vestiaire. Yeah,
Vestiaire,
I've seen that.
Pre-loved. No, it is. It's
You like expensive things, don't you?
I said that. That was one of the
did say
drivers
that.
for
You did
having
say
to
that.
do well.
You did say that.
So,
are you a name brand person? Do you prefer
No.
name brand to
No. So, clothes, Zara, Reese.
Okay.
Cause
I like Reese. Reese is lovely. Cause is nice. This I know about you. You said
Right.
Reese. Who says Reese?
No,
Reese and Cause, you know.
Because it's high
I
street.
love Reese,
Because it's
yeah.
high street.
But
Do you get? Okay.
It's pricey though.
Okay, it's not high street, but it's high
Still,
street.
yeah. It's still pricier than.
But it's not designer. There you go. It's not about a main blazer.
It's not. Yeah, it's not designer, but there's still designers that design those nice clothes.
100%.
Like they're nice.
So then, and like for plain stuff, Uniqlo, like just that aspect, very plain, and that partly comes down to my size. So if I was maybe a different shape, then maybe I would go more high end. But then sometimes I look at the price and I'm like, I'm not doing that. But shoes, jewelry, house stuff.
Okay.
Oh, house stuff.
Yeah.
I would not blink at a £200 cushion.
Okay.
But if someone said that those jeans are £200, no. I'm furious. I'm buying the Zara jeans for £40, but my kettle could be 200. Like the kettle in my
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So
But you like what you like. I get that.
I like what I like.
I get
so
that.
you're gonna find my expensive stuff in my house, not on my body. Apart from jewelry, and that's so few and far between. Do you know what I mean?
So what do you do in your spare time? When you have spare time? Do you have spare time?
I have a lot of spare time.
You sound like you do because you're getting up whatever time in the day, like doing what you want to do.
Sometimes it's whatever time, and sometimes it's not. I like to have a free flowing life, and that is why these type of like self-employed like broker roles suit me, because I might have a day where I'm literally, my mouth is dry because I've spoken to back-to-back clients until if someone says, oh shit, do you know what, this deal's come up, let me speak to you about it, and it's 11 o'clock, I'll speak to you till 1. Yeah. I don't mind, because maybe I didn't start work till 4. Right. Do you know what I mean? So that's and equally, this is coming up, or I want to speak to you, and whilst my wife said I'm only available on Sunday, I'll come to your house on Sunday and do policy. So that's why I have a free flowing. Plus, I've got a son. I've got a son who is 13, 14 soon. I've chosen these roles, so I'm around to pop up at any time. You ain't gonna know when I'm home. Yeah. I need to be able to. I need for you to be scared that I could turn up at school. I could turn up at home. Like, I need you to be on your toes that you don't know my schedule. Yeah. Because if you know my schedule, there's a problem. You could think you've got a free house.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ain't got a free house.
You don't know.
You got to be shook. Like, my mom could be here any moment.
Anytime. Calling you randomly to find out what you're doing. Like, Mom, there's no milk in the fridge.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't there, Raheem.
Yeah. When are you coming home?
Yeah. Why? And I always say that to him. Why? No, I'm just checking. No. I'll see you soon. Because you don't govern me. But no, on a serious note, I don't have a structure or schedule.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. But that's how it sounds like how you want it. And
it has to be like that because I struggle at work. I really struggle. Like I said, when I left Croydon Council, my boss was like, I'll write anything you need on that reference. In fact, write it yourself and I will sign it. Yeah, I'm not a good employee. Yeah.
So did you grow up with like pocket money in your household, your family?
Lol.
Did you?
LOL. LOL. So my mom is the biggest spoiler. She is my gift and my curse to do with money.
Okay.
Pocket money, no. So okay, I came from a household where when we moved back to London, we had membership at David Lloyd. So it wasn't called David Lloyd then, it was called a Sporter.
Yes, a Sporter. Yeah, I went to Sporter.
We had family membership, and on a Saturday it might look like we go to Croydon, we get some bits like, oh, I want this trainer, and then we go as a family to a Sporter. One will swim, like my stepdad might do tennis, or my mum might go in the gym, just to like a spoil.
Just day out. Yeah. That's it. That's you, man. Just get what I want. I do what I want today.
Honestly, and
But you didn't get a specific amount of money to say like, oh,
I never had
here's
money. I didn't have money, so no, because
So was that a good thing or a bad thing?
bad. I had absolutely no comprehension of money management at all. So even when I got my job and like my mum used to be like, you should save, I used to be thinking, save for what? Why? What's gonna happen? And looking back now, it's absolutely wrong, because there was times that she was still treating us like that, and I know now as an adult speaking to her, she didn't have it. She definitely didn't have it, and we shouldn't have been living the life that we were living.
But she was used to affording you that lifestyle, so you were
And she
like,
was used
I'm
to
gonna
affording
keep,
herself that lifestyle.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
So the same way that I got into debt of I don't know how to downgrade it after his dad left.
Yeah.
Is this, I was perpetuating that without even knowing at that age that that's what she had done.
So do your parents pay for any of your bills now?
No. My mummy lives with me now.
Okay. I was gonna say, did it vice versa? And
My
you
mum
kind
moved
of
in with me.
Okay.
Last Christmas.
Okay.
So mummy lives with me now. That's
nice.
Cool. It wasn't
nice.
Hey mum.
Oh, is it
big up,
nice?
Mum. Big up mum.
Big up mumsy every
big
time.
Up, mumsy every time. Big adjustment, but now like it's settled. I love it.
That's nice.
I love it. My son loves it, but no, it was a big adjustment of things happened and it forced that. But now I wake up and I'm like, I can go as hard as I need to go, even though at the moment it's not looking like I'm going very hard. But just like when I went into insurance, I can know that if I need to be out from morning until night, it's not even a thing of what about my son. I don't have to look twice. My son's catered for.
Because you're good, isn't it?
So good.
Mumsy's there.
Who's the best? Who better?
Family, yeah, man. Family. Having your family close to you is a big deal, man. It's really
I didn't want them as close as inside.
I know, it's proper inside, isn't it?
I wanted them maybe like, I want us to be rich and have a road.
Yeah.
But now
Complex, have them in the West Wing or something.
Do you know, like, it will get there.
Yeah.
But as it stands, I literally feel like, I am spoiled. I'm back to being spoiled. If I call my mum and say, oh, you never guess what, this thing's run over. Mum, can you please go Tesco and get me a sea bass? My mum's going.
Yeah.
That's my mum. That's my mum.
Yeah, but that's love.
She's going Tesco. She's getting the sea bass. She's going to cook it.
That's
she's gonna
nice.
be like, it's ready when you come.
That's nice.
Because she can see I'm doing something. So, like I said, at first, hard adjustment. I was like, this is not going to work. Oh, my God. And now...
Because you're back to being with your mum.
Back to being with my mum. But it's different, though. Because you're not with your mum, mum's with you.
Right. So you've got to adjust the balance is different from what it was when you were a kid. And
Definitely.
mum saying, you know...
But my mum's a cool mum.
That's cool.
She's proper... Like I said, she does wind me up.
Not sure.
But she's a proper cool mum. And my son and her, they call themselves little brother, big brother. Don't ask. Don't even ask. There's no logic. But,
that's funny.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's beautiful. I could. She's gonna now allow me again to do exactly what I need to do to get us where we now it's us
That's
where
good.
we're gonna be.
That's good. But that's more powerful, isn't it? Because you're doing things together for a reason, for a bigger reason than yourself. Do you know what I mean? I think when you are like just single and you're doing it for yourself, it's I don't know. It doesn't feel as admirable to be like, I'm doing this for.
It's nice. Yeah, I've done this for myself, and like I said, there's always the downside of sometimes I cry and I'm like, I'm tired, and I'm like, hold on. When you get this right, you'll be the one that's responsible for getting it right for you, your son, and your mum.
For the whole fam, man.
Like,
for the whole fam. Yeah,
that's
hard.
a big. But I'm the eldest daughter. What else am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I should do this.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether I like it or not. Whether there's something that they know I'm the irresponsible one.
Yeah.
But
you're the responsible one.
Oh, I'm the irresponsible one.
Oh, the irresponsible one.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you said the responsible one.
Definitely
not.
Like, No. So it goes down in the most responsible is the third one.
Okay.
Followed by
They watched all you do madness, that's why.
100%. They watched me get in trouble and they're like, we were not getting grounded endlessly. So they didn't do any of that. The third one, I'd say, is the most responsible, sensible. Then the second one, maybe equally. And then the third one is basically my baby, so she's the closest to my behaviour.
That's sweet.
Then there's me.
So did you, for your son, does he go to private school or public school?
No, he goes to public school.
Does your son go private school or public school?
Oh, no. You see them private school fees?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no. On a serious note, if I lived in a different area, I would have gone private. But I moved house, not too far away, but I moved house for him to go to the school he goes to. So it's a public school, but it's a grammar school, and it has an excellent Ofsted. Now, if you're a parent, you know in this day and age, it's not even easy to get an excellent Ofsted. It's maintained, it's excellent, and the school is,
That's
So it's
what
a
I
grammar
said.
school.
That's good. So it's a grammar school. So that's what I said. So I've asked that question before, and yeah, people normally either or.
Yeah.
But for me, would be going to a good area with a good school, and then you're getting best of, but you're getting best of both.
And then any extracurricular that I want him to do, I then have the money to pay for it. If I'm paying £3,000 a term, and the school is, it's a good school, it's a private school, but just because it's a private school doesn't mean it's always performing excellently. And doesn't mean your child will have a great experience there either. I've got friends where they've gone private, they're out of private. It didn't work for them. And no disrespect to my child, you have to know your child. Raheem is not, he's smart, but he's not academic. Raheem's skill lays in editing. This boy can edit you a manga. Is that the word? He's probably going to kill me. Yeah, an anime edit of splicing the fights and putting a music, and he can do that. Getting his child to say he's going to read this book, he can read it, but he's furious. Right. He's pissed off.
But then that's good. But that's learning his strengths, and that's good that you know like what he's good at and what he isn't.
That's come from my mum.
Like, good.
I'm not in this forcing of you're gonna sit down. I'm gonna get you a tutor. Me and his dad got him a tutor to sit the 11+ exam.
I feel sorry for those kids. 11+.
Oh, 100%. He went to them, all of this. He came out of the exam, and like I said, me and his dad went to the exam together. We spent the whole time walking around talking about how it went. The boy came out of the exam. We asked him, how did it go? Do you know what he said? I don't even know I don't remember not one question.
It's not for him.
I said, yeah.
But
that's the end of tutoring.
It's not for him. But that's it. But then at least you know, and like if you know he likes anime or whatever,
I bought him
get him books. Yeah, get him the stuff for that. Yeah, man.
He got his Apple Mac, whatever it is, I don't even know. And that's what he deals with. So my thing is, you want to do that, I'll pay for anything to do with that.
There you go.
So when school tell me you're chatting in class, I don't care.
Okay.
Be rich like that.
So, in regards to maybe a partner, right? Do you think that it's important for your partner to think the same way you think financially?
Not the same.
Okay.
The best partner that I could have is someone that's more risk adverse.
Okay.
So because I know I'm at this end, someone says, if I've got £1,000 left in my name and someone says, "Wow, this idea looks good," I'm gonna go, "All right, take my 1,000," because it might work, and if it doesn't, I'll work out how to eat. Okay. So my partner would need to be equally as driven or more, but they need to be the one that will go, hold on, wait. Maybe put 500, so we've got 500 left. Right. Or maybe let me do a bit of due diligence before you said, but my friend said. So my partner would need to be a little bit more restrained. Okay.
So then do you think it's important for your partner to make more money than you?
It would be a beautiful thing.
But you're six figure, yeah. So you're the elite. There's a new tier of like a class system.
Yeah.
And you're like the 5%. Yeah.
But when you think about it, 6 figures, if you pay all the taxes you're supposed to, it's like $5,000 a month, $5.5 grand. It's not a lot. But it's actually not a lot. But yeah, I hear you, and I'm
still
privileged.
Not everyone.
But definitely not on. Definitely didn't have. It doesn't feel like 6 figures right now, because I'm a really transparent person. Since clawback has been kicking, times are hard. Like times are hard, and then we've had times where we've transitioned from one broker to another. When you move over, you don't go to earning your full money straight away because you need to build up a pot of retention. Like there's things. So it's not like I'm sitting down on a big money now, because I definitely did a lot of foolishness. That first year of 6 figures, I was like, oh, this is never ending. Like this is, just doing the most. Whoa, we're in shops every day. We're eating. Like it's, it goes. But so yeah, I'm not here. I'm not rich yet, but I would like them to earn more. If they were on par, fine. Even a little bit down, I would find it hard to have someone earning what's the national average is 26k, 26 to 28k. I would struggle with that purely because we can do different things. Do you know what I mean? If I want to go away tomorrow, I can.
Okay.
Purely because, unless it's somewhere, ridiculously expensive, where I'd have to think about it. I can go because, number one, I'm allowed. I don't have a job to be like, can I go?
Yeah.
And the money, even if I didn't have it today, I could say I'd have it in a few days.
So do you think that how much your partner makes defines the roles that they have within the relationship?
For me, it wouldn't, but for the man, it does. And I don't care how they come with their, I'm secure, and no, it would to them. They feel threatened, or they feel like you think that you're doing everything when you might not be. I'm still, I could earn $1 million a year. It's coming. $1 million a month. It's coming. If you're my partner and you're hungry, I'll cook your food. We're both sitting down in here. I'm hungry. Oh, what do you want? Yeah. So in that aspect, I'm the traditionalist.
Listen, for a man, your pay is attached to your ego.
1000%.
Yeah,
Bring me one that says it's not. They're lying.
It's attached.
They're lying.
It is. It just makes you, it makes you act a certain way, makes you feel a certain way, makes you see the world about certain things, and even as simple as I walk past a showroom of cars and go, I could have that, if I really wanted. I could. It makes you feel a certain way. Even you're not gonna buy it or whatever.
Absolutely.
It just makes you think differently from whatever, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm with Jennifer Lopez, I can't give her my £20 an hour, whatever, £50, whatever it is I'm on. I can't say, look, here's that money that goes towards the bills.
Yeah.
So you have to, I don't know, you have to figure it in a different way. And
what's the way? There is no way. You
can still be a leader without providing the money.
I think so, but then can you? No, I think so because I'm willing to let you. Okay, you want to do this, babe? You do that, but then.
Because number one, I'm ambitious anyway, so it's a bit different. Because I want to do stuff. I'm always going to do things.
You want to do stuff, and you're doing stuff. So okay, so let's say you are and this is no disrespect to job. I'll do any job to feed my son. Facts.
100, same.
You are on whatever job. You're an administrator, and you're on 27K. So you're taking home about 1550, 1600, 1660. You can tell I do this a lot. And we're together. How are you gonna feel that you're leading me? So let's say we've got a house and the bills are the bills. How are you gonna feel that you're leading me when I'm gonna cover the majority of them? Because I'm not going to wipe you out. By letting you do the majority because you're a man and having nothing. That's
cool. Because it doesn't make sense, right?
Exactly.
But then look at this. So, who's putting the financial plan together of the monthly budget? Who's paying the bills? If something happens in the house, something needs to be fixed or whatever, who's sorting that out?
It would be me with the more money.
Why? But why? Just because you got the money?
Yeah, because I can't deplete your funds.
No. Who's leading that situation?
Oh, he needs to do that because I'm not going to do that.
Well, there you go then.
But
so all you're doing is writing a check.
Yes.
Then he's still leading.
And I know I'm with that.
That's how I see it.
But it's usually the man that's not. Because they're going to feel like if they have to ask for the money to, okay, this has happened.
Whatever, this is what happened. Give me the cards. Like, I'm sorting it out. I'm still leading.
That's what I think.
We got home serve or we got home whatever. I'm sorting it out. I'm the person. I'm the person that's going to have to call up and 100%. Do whatever. Therefore, I'm the person that's leading it.
The person that's got to lead it because you have more time because you have less money.
Maybe, but for me, it doesn't matter. Like, I just see it as like. I would prefer to be. There can only be one person driving a car, right?
100%.
Two people can't drive the car.
And I would love it to be the man.
So who do you want to drive the car? See, if I'm driving the car, and even if you work for a company, and you're a manager, and then something needs to be bought for the office,
it's not you.
I still go to someone else to get cards. 100%. Like, I'm still the manager.
But that's your thinking. There's so many men, they can't cope. They can't, even if they think that they would like this ambitious, this go get a woman. Men don't look for that. That's not what men look for.
I'm okay with being J-Lo, I'm okay with being the guy that's got no peas, I'm so okay. I'm going to be the leader, but I'm okay with that. But I get it. I get it.
I would love to not think about my household life. Do you get it? Like, to not think, to have very little decision making. That would be ace. Like, oh, this has happened. Oh, okay.
And then it's done. Yeah, exactly. That's what you want, though. That's
I
it.
don't
That's
care
silly,
if I
though.
have to pay for that. You've sorted it. You've made
Right.
the plan to fix it. It's
Right.
seamless.
But and also how I see it as well is that if it was the other way round, I would do that for you. If we're in a partnership where we
but
love
if
each
you
other,
earn
whatever,
more-
if I earned more money, no, I'm saying I would expect to pay more. Do you know what I mean? I would expect to pay more. So that's just how it is. It's just the fact at the moment that you're making more money.
If we earn the same, I'd want to pay nothing.
See, women, man. I feel like I can say a dream.
If we earn the same, I would want to pay for the fun stuff for us.
Okay, well, there you go.
You can do all of the other stuff.
Right.
And I'll just do the fun stuff.
The fun
Because fun stuff adds up, you know?
Of course. So what's the most expensive thing you bought for a partner? You don't have to say the price. You can just say
No,
the
just
thing
thinking.
or like...
Oh, a license plate. Private plate.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a nice gift.
It's a nice gift. I sometimes think they're a waste of money.
Do you think? Oh, I love that. I can't wait to get mine.
So my brother he's on that and he enjoys that and he's actually thought about ways of flipping them because you can get good ones. You
Some
can
plates
think,
are really expensive.
yeah, you can think about some good ones that are like they kind of work and especially if they're trending or whatever.
Yes, and you can sell it.
You
It's
can
just
sell
like
it.
anything. He
So,
can flip. I get that though.
I get it.
Some people think that private plates are like you've got an ego problem.
There's a little bit of ego in there. Because what's the difference? Like if it says X2ZZN12 or the difference between...
I wanted to say Upstaged. UP05.
It's kind of hard though.
Do you know what I mean? It's a word, it's a name.
So why Upstaged did it? Where did that name come from? How did you...
It genuinely
origin.
came from the staging business. Oh. So people think like I'm like... In my head, I think I'm better. No, Upstaged was literally...
That's crazy.
Upstaged Property Solutions.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to stage your house so it can sell for more money. We're going to upstage it.
It's dope.
I then transitioned and I was like, oh, I'm keeping the name. And then now people call me Kelly Upstage and my surname's McKenzie. Like, it's not a surname. People think Upstage. When did a word become a surname? They think it's my name, but it's not.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah.
I'm scared. When you're saying, I'm scared.
No, I'm just thinking of where to go. Because the interesting thing about this conversation, because we've hit so many different things that I didn't think we were going to hit. It was good though, it's good. But we're just kind of boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh, now I kind of can't go this way. I've got to go that way and whatever. Okay, so I saw that you had plans for future accommodation for like a self-build. Is that something that you're still looking to do?
I think I said 40, but I was quite young. 40 is definitely around the corner.
Around the corner for everyone. That's right. Super around the corner for me.
4 years.
It's close.
So maybe not 40. But you know what it is? I'm going to stop thinking about time frames because...
That's the key.
It could... Before I went into insurance, I didn't possibly think that I could earn what I earned in such a short space of time. So I'm not going to say that 40's around the corner because I don't know what's happening next year. I could land the commercial development of my life and be like, guys, if you want to do another podcast, do me because I'm out of the country living. So definitely a self-build. I would love to find a piece of land in the Surrey countryside.
Okay, so Surrey. Here? You want to stay here forever?
No, I don't stay forever, but my base here must be beautiful.
Okay.
And because I want to be gone for 6 months, but not to one place. So 6 months here, 3 months. And then the rest somewhere else, I think. I wouldn't want to do too long here. So in the Surrey countryside, and build from the ground up. My sister's an architect. Okay. The third sister is an architect. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a Jasmine. It's a family affair. Jasmine, this is what I want, and she's gonna draw it up, and that's definitely. I don't know if I want that more or the block of flats.
Okay.
They're both going to happen.
Both. Yes,
no, they're definitely going to. But I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you which one's more closer to my heart because I'm one of the few people. Well, probably not a few. I don't care to own where I live.
Okay.
I genuinely don't. I see only where you live. Yes, it's an asset because it's capital depreciation. It's a liability whilst I'm living there. I don't care, and it's a big responsibility to have a mortgage where you're living, and then it's a problem to move. And I'm like a gypsy. I don't mind to be like, I don't want this house no more. I want to go.
Exactly, I'd love that. Just pick
That's
up,
me.
take a bag, take whatever, and then I'm gone.
I leave all the stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't want this. I'm gonna start again over there.
Whatever.
So I don't care to. I don't have that.
Which is the smart way. I think that's actually the smart way.
I don't have the status of I own my house.
Yeah, but I think that's because we have. No,
It's the way we're taught.
Yeah, banks were just like, yeah, let's just sell these people stuff,
So they can
and
live
then
in
they
it
can live it, and then it's like
rent it from us.
that's not the. I don't think this is the smartest way. And also living in London, paying the prices, it's just it doesn't make sense.
Why would I spend 60k here of my own money to get the house that I want to live in? If I take that 60k to Stoke-on-Trent where I grew up, that's a strong 4 houses.
There we go.
And those
That's
4
my
houses
point.
can pay
Every time.
for more the rent.
That's
the rent
my point.
And my lifestyle.
That's my point. Every single time. That's my strategy. That's the only way I see it. That's the only way. How else you gonna do
In
it?
London, if we lived somewhere else, if I still lived in Stoke-on-Trent, I'd have been lived in my house.
Right. That makes a bit more sense. But the houses I'm looking at, talking about 100 grand. If you're talking about that's only for 10%. That's not your first house. If your second house, then we're talking about 200 grand for deposit.
If I start to think about seriously the house I would want in Surrey, in London, or even where I live now, I cannot afford it. And when I can, I don't want to give them my money. I don't.
Doesn't sound worth it.
So no, only where I live is not.
Not essential.
It's not.
I don't think it is.
No, but the self build that is. I'm obsessed with grand designs. I'm obsessed with architecture. I'm obsessed with how I can.
And you do it from scratch. Would you be like, look for the land and then be like, boom,
100%.
ground up?
100%.
That's dope. That's
Definitely.
Dope. Do you ever pay for education for yourself?
I haven't in a long time. The last thing I paid for was one of Samuel Leeds, very controversial, but I love him and I know him.
Is he controversial?
It depends what blog post you read. I know him personally because my mum used to, before he was already doing well, but I'm talking about like how his social side has blown up. Okay. My mum used to run the London branches of Training Kings. Okay. So he was a founder of that, and it was a kingdom-based strategy, but business networking, just with God in mind. Yeah. Jesus. And she ran the Chelsea, the Croydon, and the Dulwich branch. And that's where I met Carl Hart, who taught me about rent to rent. So it was amazing. That was the last thing I paid for his. So I did his free course, and then I did the paid for one after. Other than that, no. But that reinforced what Carl had taught for free.
Okay.
And that's when I really, like literally on the back of that, I went and got my rent to rent.
So it was worth it.
No matter how it turned out, but it turned out like that because of me. Oh no. As soon as insurance started to fly, one tenancy was due to come to an end anyway, and the other one was one landlord but 2 houses, and I just said to him, I don't want to renew. And he was like, really? What is it you're doing? And I was like, insurance. And he was like, makes sense.
So you didn't renew. So when you had you
get your tenants out and you give the house back.
And that's it. It's his then, and he has to figure out. He has to figure out
back to his tenant, back to
whatever.
Either maybe he then decided he likes corporate.
You want to give it to someone else? Didn't you say?
You can't. And I'm not gonna. And I really liked him, but there was times where I owed him shitloads of money. Like I said, I'm transparent. Shitloads where there was voids and I just didn't have it, or I had it and I didn't want to give it to him because it was not from that house, and I didn't want to. There was times I owed him like thousands, so I couldn't. I had a good relationship. I kept thinking, how does this man even still like me? Like how that's favour.
Because it's business
like,
though as well.
But,
it's
but
like
no, but you don't have to like someone.
It's true.
Yeah. And he was still like giving little gems, like an older Jewish guy. He's so kind. And I was just thinking, I could tell one of my brethren, oh, come and. But if they mess it up, I don't want Mr. to be like, oh, this girl then sent me this
person.
Oh,
and
no.
good.
I already had enough problems of my own with him.
Yeah, I get it. So what are some of the best investments that you've been a part of, personally, investment wise?
So you all know that I'm really naughty with investments. I'm very hands off. Like I said, I've got my little pie chart on my phone on Trading 212. That's the only thing I am solely responsible for.
So no property or
not currently.
Just so
I like in and out. In and out.
So you like the flip of it. You like
kind
of the cash flow type thing of property.
I like to see lots of money and then like to go again. I don't, but I
like both.
I like both, which is now why BRRR is big, and now I would be the one doing the funding. So build, refurbish, refinance, and rent. So we're keeping our asset, and we've got capital depreciation because we should have, if you do it correctly, added some value. So ideally, not one where it's a paint on the wall. I'm talking a 3-bed that can be a 4. added massive value. We've rented it out and we've refinanced it. Our money should be out with some plus. We go again. So that's my next strategy. Do you know what? I tell you that right now.
But you're gonna hold the property and continue to do that, and then so you get both.
But you're refinancing, yeah.
You refinance,
so
you get the money back
we're getting
out.
cash flow.
Yeah.
Because we're keeping an asset. We're gonna get capital depreciation eventually, but we've taken our money back.
Right.
We go again.
Right.
And then now I'm not gonna be the person to finance it. So now I'm getting money both ways, 3 times.
So a minute. So you're getting the money from somewhere else to finance it.
Yeah. Or my own. So my own deposit.
Or your own deposit.
Or my own, or not. Or not,
But then,
preferably.
Yeah.
Buy it. We add value. We do the refurbishment as well as we add value. We then put a tenant in it, or 3 or 4, because I'm this single let.
It's mad, isn't it? It's good for me. It's like ease because it's one person.
Like I told you, I'm risky.
Yeah,
I like
it's
the risk.
ease. No, I get it. No, 100%.
So I want £1,200 a month rather than 3, because I'm talking about Stoke-on-Trent, or 550. I want £1,600 a month rather than 550. So, and then you refinance. So obviously you've had the house. Let's say 6 months you've done all your work, or 9 months you can refinance it. I can pull my money out that I put in plus more. Then we go again. I'm happy. So that's it. But my now strategy, because I'll be the person financing, is finding properties with the lease that's almost expired. It's a gold mine. It's like an untapped gold mine. So I'm going to break down a deal that I lost because at the time I hadn't done my training and I didn't I didn't believe that I could have financed it quick enough.
Okay.
Property in Knightsbridge.
Okay.
2-bedroom flat. It was, the guide was like 250,000, but afterwards I seen it went for 225,000. It had 9 years left on the lease. Obviously, anything under 99 years, people are scared.
Yeah.
You should be scared.
Yeah.
It would have cost £333,000 to extend the lease back to 99 years. So we would have had 109 years left.
Yep.
Even with 50 to 100 grand work, because it's in an Art Deco mansion block that's fully got concierge, stunning block. Flats in that block, the one that was on the market at the time, which was completely dated but had the correct lease amount, was on the market for 950k.
Okay. 950k.
Less 330, less 2.
Yeah.
Less fees. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've got to figure out how you're getting the
But
fee.
I could have financed it now.
Yeah, then you can get it.
Exactly. So that was a big L. And like I said, that was one that was on the market.
The L's for learn. Like that.
The L was for learn.
The L's for learn.
No, I was almost having a breakdown.
It's upsetting. But when you think about it, it's just like,
But something else could have been wrong in the deal.
Yeah. So yeah, people are really scared.
People are scared. People see anything.
If
like
they don't have a
99
long
years is
lease.
Normal.
Yeah.
Anything less than that, it can get expensive.
100 years.
Obviously, down. When I'm talking like 9 years, it's almost the price. I can't even pretend. I do know the math, but to try and explain it, there's a formula of how you can work it out. But obviously, 330,000. If you don't understand it, you can bridge that. It's a lot of money, and that's enough money to ruin most people. And it's a scary amount. But like I said, the one that was on the market was even dated for 950. So imagine if it was done to the correct standard. There was a 3-bedroom on there for like 1.6 million. So this is how people are changing their lives. That could have been like a 300k after everything's out, net profit, even 400. So
But it's just knowing,
that's
it's
the
just
strategy.
knowledge.
It's
It's just
the
like
knowing.
it's knowledge, and then doing it, and then say, okay, cool, I'm just gonna go for it. But it's also a little bit scary.
No, I'm the go for it person. If I had got that
it's
finance,
good.
I would have gone. I'd have been at the auction. Like,
Good though, yeah. It's good that you have that. Like I've just doing any little deals that I've done, just paying for stuff, like paying for the thousands of card games that I had to buy. You know what I mean? From China or whatever, just to get them here or to put money in the house or whatever. My brain goes like, this is something's wrong here. Like,
Stop it.
Yeah,
you're proper risk averse.
I'm like, something, and
What's
then
gonna happen?
but then I realized that's happening. It's got to the point now that I realised that's the thing that's happening. That means I'm supposed to do it.
Right. So you know that when the fear comes, you're going to, okay, fear, we're doing it anyway.
I'm still going to do it. Obviously, I'm still going to do it.
No, but some people don't.
I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? And I'm like, oh, that means I'm supposed to do this. This is the thing I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, because if you just feels comfortable, then...
Yeah, then
because when I was explaining that to people were like, no, Kelly, what if you borrow the deposit and you can't? And I was like, well, I will be able to pay it back because I know what the property's going to go for.
Yeah, but there is obviously a point where you can be over leveraged, because it's like, one of my biggest fears for like property was always, say if no one rents it. Yeah. Say if no one rents it, and then I'm gonna there's a void.
But then so forget rent to rent, because I don't care what anyone says, there can always be a void. If you're talking about like a normal, a buy-to-let, and you're going to put individual rooms or even singularly, people need places to live.
That's it.
In
always,
this day and age,
regardless,
they need places to live regardless. Mm-hmm. You're going to find someone to rent that house. Mm-hmm. You actually are, unless you've bought in the most ghetto place. And guess what? Even if you've done that, let it to the council.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Give it to the council for 3 years.
Yeah.
They'll guarantee your rent.
Right.
And they'll deal with it. Yeah. There is always a way out. Yeah. Obviously, it can go wrong in terms of if you need to sell it and you bought it high and now obviously we've had a crash. But other than rental, if you had a void on a property and you didn't think to give it to the council, there's so many ways around it. Mm-hmm. Like that one, that couldn't scare me. Buying them and getting it wrong. Myself and his dad lost a lot of money when we were younger at auction property.
Talk to him about it.
So me being the
let's go.
Yeah. He came into money and was like, yeah, let's go to this auction. I looked at it and they always, the homes under the hammer of make sure you read the legals, make sure you give it to a solicitor. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sort that out. Go to the auction. This flat, it's a ground floor flat in only like a house that's been split, and I was like, we can afford this, like 17 grand deposit. Yo, okay, we got this. Oh, not that many people are. Oh, yeah, what? Oh, shit. What? Yeah,
we might have this one.
Oh, shit. God, we just bought a flat. No, there was an issue with who the freeholder was. And the long and short of it is the deposit's gone. Oh, no good. It was gone. No good. It was a matter of after leaving the auction with the legals and going to the solicitor and the conveyancer and showing them, they were like,
after the fact.
Yeah.
But listen, you did that after the fact. I told you. But listen, that's fine. Yeah, I get it. But that's fine. That's fine. You definitely need someone to rein you in. However, explain to me the why it was.
You've got to put 10%.
What happened? You put your deposit down because your deposit's non-refundable. You've done that. That's fine. But why couldn't it go any further? Because no one's going to lend you. What was the issue?
There was an absolute legal roadblock, and it was
because there's an issue, right? Okay.
We could have chosen to use the solicitor to contact who appears to be the freeholder, but we found out later down the line the property had been acquired, as in the whole property, and split via mortgage fraud. Yeah, which I went down a rabbit hole and learnt even more. That is a different conversation. So it was like basically on the land reg, it was never registered that the deed had even been split. And what I found fascinating is that the auction house knew all of this, but they're still able to put it into auction because it stated it in the legal pack.
Oh wow!
That's my problem. That's your problem. In the legal pack.
Oh wow!
That's my problem. What are you doing bidding? It's your problem. What are you doing bidding?
Read it. Yeah, but why are they putting that?
That's
interesting.
It's in the legal pack.
Yeah, but why are they putting that?
It said like it was.
Is there a way to get out of that?
If you're a cash buyer,
and it said like.
Is there a way to get out of that?
If you're a cash buyer,
you wouldn't need the mortgage. Yep. So lending, you could just give it, but there was still going to be the problem of, and later on down the line, speaking to the neighbours on the road, there'd been people that had bought it before, and then there'd been people that turned up and basically forcibly evict them, saying this is not your. Oh, it was like a full-time gangster's problem. Yeah. So it was a hustle. So it was a
hustle.
Do we
it was
spend?
a hustle. So it was
someone's hustle.
I can fight this for you. I can keep taking thousands and thousands for every letter and every phone call. Yeah. It's probably not going to come to anything. So we just decided really early on, cut the loss. And I've never, ever been to auction on behalf of myself or a client without sending legals to the conveyancer.
So that's the L.
That's the L. That's lesson learned.
So that's the L.
Loser.
That's the L. Yeah, that's the
Alright, so would you like to spend your
That's the
fun
L, man. That's all
have
good.
a
That's all
fun
good.
money?
All right. So would you like to spend your fun money?
Yeah.
You have a fun money. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wind back.
No.
You have a
Do you
budget.
have a monthly budget of how?
So you don't have a monthly budget of
Okay,
how.
so
Obviously, we do. You just
I
don't
know
know what
roughly what my
it is,
outgoings
but
are.
you have a budget.
Do I have a budget in terms of what I should be spending? No.
Yeah, this spend and this comes out and that and da da da. You don't have that.
I know my income
Yeah,
expenditure.
this spend and this comes out and that and da da da. You don't
And
have
that's it.
I know my income expenditure.
So you don't have
Okay.
a
That's fine.
specific amount.
But you don't have. You don't know this and that comes out. So you don't have a specific amount for
Like, I
fun.
just want that. I want to do this.
Well, no,
Fun's just
it's
whatever.
Like I just want
previously
that.
when I
I
spent all my
want to
money.
do this.
Well,
and
no, it was
you
a
find-
pure
It's a-
vibes.
it's a-
Now
it's
it's
a-
a that's not sensible, Kelly. But it's not a Okay, 10% is to this, 10% is to this. I do have one rule for myself though. If I'm gonna spend something on nonsense, I have to match it to my savings, which is a really it sucks. It's good, but it sucks. So if I want
Explain that. What do you mean? Explain that.
the
good, but it sucks.
Fendi
So if
Peekaboo
I
bag,
want,
and that bag is £1,600, I have to put £1,600 in my savings.
As well as buy the bag. It's fine.
put £1,600
It's not fun.
in my savings.
It's fine.
As well
At
as buy
no
the bag.
point is that fun.
It's fun.
Because what it does is stop me buying things
It's
like
fun.
this.
At
I don't want
no
to put that in
point
my.
is that
I'm not spending that
What it
twice.
does is stop me buying.
So I don't do
Yeah,
it.
there you
I
go.
haven't bought anything
You gotta do it twice.
anything
Do it twice.
expensive
I
in
don't
a
do
long time.
You can do
It's
it.
ruining all my fun.
You can do it normal stuff. Like that's that's not fair.
But it's ruining all my fun.
You can do normal stuff.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
ruining.
that's,
It's
you know,
ruining. That's what I'm saying.
like,
It's actually
not
bad
3,200
vibes.
pounds.
But
Yeah,
it's done.
That's what I'm saying.
It's doing good because now it's like not. Oh, it's only £300 for those shoes on sale. It's £600. I don't want to pay that.
I like that.
It is good.
I don't know if I would ever do that.
It's like I don't like that really.
I don't know if I would ever do that.
It's a good way to look at it.
I don't like that really.
But it's a good way to look at it. It makes sense because they say if you can't buy it twice, like you can't buy it. You mean you can't buy it twice, you can't buy it.
And you'll be
Kind of
surprised how unattractive things look at double the price.
Yeah.
Do you really want it? No.
That's fine.
Obviously not with houses or anything sensible, but anything that is literally nonsense. I don't include restaurants, which I probably should, because if I did, I'd have way more money because I eat out a lot.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest expenses, isn't it? Like eating out, I guess. That's a huge expense, especially in London.
1 month, we, quite early on, me and And were like, oh, let's go and see E-Man Effect. And he's a proper boy and was like, And you first, do your, I want you to write down everything that you spend on food, on eating out. So not groceries for you and your children, just restaurant. And the 1 month it was $9.90, and I said I'm not doing this. That was hers, and I said I'm not doing this. I eat out. I don't want the bad vibe of knowing. So yeah, eating out.
It's good to know.
It is.
It's good to know because then you can change it. Then you can do
shocks
something
you
about
into
it.
submission.
Yeah, when you're just doing it.
But I didn't do it. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
So what would you rather do? Would you rather invest in a house, or would you rather like an experience or a holiday?
Now today in a property, whether it's residential or commercial, I wouldn't mind, but not right now definitely. Right now I'm on the accelerated path of I don't want to work forever, so I need to stop my fun and be very much on this delayed gratification, and that is my single most biggest op in life.
But you're an adult, Cal.
I know. I know. And one that's like rapidly going obviously upwards in age, and I'm finally getting to grips with feeling okay with delayed gratification. I'm not all for it though, like do nothing and grind, because
Because
in
that's
the
not
industry
fun
I'm
in life. That's not.
you could pop down tomorrow. I see people popping down. I see people getting sick. They're dropping out, dying. So I'm not gonna do this. Oh, I've been working for this many days straight, and I'm sorry, I'm not. And the grind culture will come and attack me. You don't want it enough. I'm old enough to know that you have to have fun.
Of course.
You have to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, something. What are you doing this for?
What's the point?
Like you said, people will just
So like my son could be like, what if I, God forbid, didn't wake up tomorrow morning? Oh, my mum was a hard worker.
Yeah, that's no good.
That's no good.
Yeah, that's not. How's
What
that?
kind of type of legacy is that? Yeah, my mum left me some stuff, but no, my mum was amazing. We did this.
Yeah, we had experiences. We
I can look
figured
at
stuff
my
out.
phone
We
and see, Canary Wharf saw her every day.
yeah.
And a little while ago, that would have been his. My mum's great. She worked really hard, and I was like, oh hell no,
Nah,
that's
you gotta
not
have
gonna be
both.
his.
You gotta have the experiences. You gotta have something. You gotta. Yeah, well, honestly, like what we doing it for? You don't
What
know.
is the
Tomorrow's
point
not
if
promised.
you're not promised?
Especially being in insurance, you're seeing people. Some people pass away, unfortunately, and some people don't have funds for that. And I know you have a view
Don't get
on
me started.
on the GoFundMe
Please.
on these
I might get cancelled
GoFundMe
today.
pages.
Today might be the cancellation of Kelly Upstaged. Yes,
So
I have a view.
talk to me about that a little bit.
Okay, GoFundMe. You're an investor. I'm sure you know what GoFundMe was for. It was never for funerals.
I don't think it was intended for films.
It was never. GoFundMe is a peer-to-peer. Well, it's not lending. A peer-to-peer funding for, as far as I'm concerned, community activities. Not. I don't care. Funeral is not a community activity. It's turned into that because we're begging. Come and finish me. Come and attack me today because it's for things that wouldn't necessarily be able to be taken care of by a person. Your funeral is absolutely solely your responsibility.
And inevitable, by the way.
Do you know one time,
Inevitable.
I kid you not, I had a client and I did his quotes for his policies, life, critical, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I'm going to go away and think about it and I'm going to write some questions down. 2 days later, this grown man, a father, do you know what one of his questions was? What if I don't die?
Oh, please. Lord Jesus. Please help me. Please help me.
He said,
Okay.
what if he doesn't die?
Are you okay?
And you see, at that point, I said,
I can't help you.
no. And the thing is, my son is very much with me, and the guy was on speakers. I was typing, and Raheem went, huh? And I was like, the father of one said to me, "What if I don't die?" And I said, "You know what it is? I'm going to stop it here
Exactly.
because I'm not going to be the one to tell you I'm going to die. Why should I tell you at 30 you are going to die? I'm not going to do that." I said, "You know what you do? Have another think, and if it's about the price, get back to me." I never spoke back to that man.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
That's too much. I'm not going to do that. I started telling someone that Santa's not real.
Yeah.
He didn't know. So yes, it's inevitable.
Oh, man.
So why is it not sorted?
Yeah,
Why
we have to
isn't it?
figure it out.
Why?
We should definitely be figuring that out.
Even if you're
in
not
some
talking about
respects.
legacy for your children, just make sure that you're going in the ground,
Yeah.
please. And
It's a
this
sticky
whole
bill to leave someone, It's like it's not. It's a sticky bill.
do you know what it is? Do you know what that bit is? With nothing fancy. You're Caribbean too. We have big funerals. We want curry goat.
Yeah.
We want oxtail.
I've seen people just be pushed in the ground, with a little stick.
That's called a well, not now, but back in the day, a commoner's burial. Yeah. I'll be damned.
You just been
if
put
I've
in the
been
ground
on this
and
earth
sit
working
stick.
to have a commoner's burial.
That's no good.
This whole when I'm dead. That's for them. Guys, to put yourself in the ground now with no type of fandangles is £7,000. And if you don't have £7,000 in your bank account now, or to frivolously spend, where do you think you're getting that from upon someone's death? Where do you think your children or your kids or your sisters getting that from on your death?
So what type of insurance would cover me for something like that?
You see life insurance.
And how much is that general life insurance? How much am I looking at?
I always use myself as I clearly like to talk about my business. So my insurance is in total over £200. That's because I've got private healthcare. So if I just look at my life insurance by itself is £34. I took that out. When did Ange come and see me? I've got another one though, but that one, so 2018, end of 2018. At the time, I put myself down as a smoker because I do like to smoke shisha sometimes. I don't want any complications when I'm not here. And that one is 250k. So as a 34-year-old, as I put myself down as a smoker, average height-ish, a little bit overweight, so that makes your price go up as well. £32.
So £32.
And that's myself. That's with factors of weight. and a smoker. So if you take off the smoker, that would have probably been about £24.
So around that. So around about 25 to £30, around them type of figures, and I would not have to pay the £7,000
No one has to pay it.
burial fee.
No one has to pay it. Your
because I
kids
paid
don't have to pay it.
my £30. So,
But that's leaving a lot. That's £250,000. If we're talking about just
so you're
covering
saying
yourself,
the price of a pizza? How much is pizza?
I don't know, because when I order pizza, it's a lot.
So
It's a lot. In fact, I saw the Domino's advert yesterday. It said any pizza, any size, £19.99. That's a lot for bread and cheese.
So I could not have a pizza or figure it out, or have a pizza as well, and figure out that my kids don't have to pay for my.
And that's for a lot. If you're if someone my age now, so even if a 36-year-old took out, let's say the bare minimum £10,000 life insurance, £12 non-smoker. So when I see GoFundMe for funerals, it just irks me.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's just sometimes I just think, and especially when I see them and I'm like, but you've been doing lifestyle. You're doing lifestyle and you're doing GoFundMe for your mum.
Yeah, people are
You could have
throwing
been
away
paying
that
that
money.
You're throwing away the little £10, £20,
But way
£20.
more than that.
Yeah.
My nails, my
Yeah.
eye praise is definitely a strong £55. Like, and that's religious. You will not catch me with them off. And there's millions of people like me. So where's your cover? Even like your parent, like even if you don't want it for yourself, because people have this "I'm not gonna die for now" attitude, pay it for your parents. Because no matter how much savings I got, you see, if my mum dropped out tomorrow and I've got to go in there and get probably 15 grand because of the type of funeral that you would want,
Yeah.
I'm going to be livid.
Yeah.
It's going to derail some sort of plan that I had.
Yeah, I'm happy with Metcalf. We're gonna talk more. We're gonna talk more because I speak to people that are my elders, my parents, and what have you about stuff like this, and I know it seems like for me, from our culture, it seems that people are scared about having these conversations, just in general.
You're bringing death
But
on me.
It's not.
Why you wanna do
It's
that?
already there. But it's already there. Like I didn't invent death. Like,
Hey, lady,
it's gonna happen.
Grandma, it's been here. Mom,
So,
it's been here. We've all lost
scared,
people
innit?
already.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's not going anywhere.
It's scary. Okay, so you don't have a budget, but
I'm
do you
getting
pay for? Okay, you should in your own time. You do what you do. But when you pay for things, then do you pay for it with cash, credit card, or debit card? How do you like to?
Preferably credit card. No, so my what I call my fixed. So my rent, gas, water, electric, debit cards, anything other than that, which I'm actually going to be changing over, by the way. I want to move to the model where everything is paid on my credit card.
Okay, I like that
Because-
model a little bit.
Listen, especially if you get the right credit card. Obviously, if you know that you can't manage the debt, don't do this. People, don't listen to it. Remember, this is specific to me. Don't be running
Oh,
out
yeah,
and
please.
and saying
Yeah,
Kenny
please.
said
They do that.
spend
No,
everything
for
on
a credit card.
credit
No.
cards. No.
That, and especially if you can't pay it back that month. I'm
Especially
trying
if you
to
can't
clear
pay it
it.
back that month.
I'm trying to clear it every
We're
month.
clearing things
Right.
unless, obviously, other stuff. If your credit's good and you know how to manage it, do what you want. But I want to move to that model because, first of all, consumer protection. Quick story: my friend a long time ago had a boob job, and it was that time when whatever implant it was later found to be unsafe, and you needed to get them removed. She had only paid, like she split it, and it was such a small amount that she put on her credit card. But because she had paid that small amount on her credit card, she was able to get the whole price of the boob job back. Consumer protection on credit cards is huge. It's completely different
so
to your
great.
debit card.
So
If
great.
I pay for something and I actually don't like the service that you've given me, I'm gonna get it back.
Yeah, PayPal's a bit like that as well. Like if you're
Exactly.
paying for stuff. I know that I bought something on StockX recently.
Oh, trainers.
Yeah. And so I got some a pair of trainers, and I wanted a different color from another shop, basically. And StockX don't work like that.
No.
StockX
Definitely not. Sold the scene, it's gone.
StockX, you bought it and then
That's
it's
it.
done.
Yeah.
I did actually end up keeping
Okay.
the pair. However, I was looking at ways of trying to get it back, and because it was paid through
PayPal would have
PayPal,
dealt with it.
they would have said, yeah, like
They dealt with it so
we're
quick.
cool, yeah. Like,
And
just
what I love
give
about
me this
them
piece
is
back.
they give you your money back and then they take up the beef.
There you go. That's great.
It's their
It's
beef.
them
It's
too.
their beef now.
That's what I'm saying. So I prefer that type of thing.
Absolutely.
And yeah, there's been memes and whatever on TikTok about people paying with credit card because it makes a lot of sense because and like you said, only if you can manage it.
And
Yeah,
if you can pay it off. So
right,
if you was going to pay it
that
with your
type of thing.
debit card, so your own money anyway,
Right.
and you pay with your credit card, let the statement come and pay for it.
Someone
We're
else's
building-
money, someone
Hello?
else's piece. Like.
We're building our credit
Yeah.
with someone else's money. So
Yeah.
people always ask, I aim to die with as much debt as possible.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I get it.
As much.
Yeah, I get it. I'm okay with debt. A lot of people ain't okay with debt though.
Do you know how rich people live with debt? Their life is debt.
But good debt and bad debt.
Good debt and bad debt.
You know,
Obviously.
explain good debt and
But
bad debt.
my insurances are always going to cover any debt that I have. So my aim is to die with as much
Your insurances
will always cover my debt.
your debt. Explain that.
So for instance, at the moment I don't own any properties. So let's say later on I'll be aiming to have someone and hold them. I would always have a life insurance that matches the lending. So if I've got a 25-year mortgage and it's 525,000, I'm gonna get a life insurance that's decreasing in line with that. So if I die tomorrow, that's paid off. My son has that. I'm also gonna have. So let's say. So
Can
my
you
life.
name that person that gets paid that?
Absolutely, and you should.
Okay.
If you have a life insurance and it's not in trust, it's good. But if you die, it's gonna go to probate.
So you can name any person. You
Anyway,
can say. Okay.
you could literally name your cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that happens.
So you name who you want to be your trustee and your beneficiary. So, for instance, if I pass before my son is 21, his dad is the trustee, my son is a beneficiary. So that's how you mitigate. So when you do that, you're taking away anything to do with the inheritance. It doesn't go into your estate. That money just death certificate. Here you go, Aviva are giving that money to them. Everything else, unless you've built yourself a really proper trust, is going to go to the taxman. Taxman's going to say, "Oh, bro, you was doing all right. You owe us 600 grand, or you owe us 60 grand."
Whatever, yeah, whatever that is.
And unless you have that immediately available within 30 days, you're going to need to sell the asset. Yeah.
You don't want that.
After you've worked hard, and then now I'm not. Yeah. So my aim is to move to everything: credit card, consumer protection, and then get a card that's got air miles. Everyone likes a holiday.
Yeah, miles is okay.
Collect air miles.
Yeah, or something. You just need to get something for your money.
Cashback.
This is
There's so
I'm a
many different
cashback
ones.
person. So I've got like a cashback card,
Okay.
but I've also got like a crypto card. So there's a
So do I. What, crypto.com?
yeah. So there's a crypto where I'm getting crypto while I'm paying for stuff. Like
Yeah.
even stuff like council tax. I pay for my council tax and
Makes
I'm making
sense.
money back. Like
Yeah.
that's how I want it. Like otherwise, what am I doing? I'm
What
just
colour card did you
money
get?
for.
I got red.
I got the dark red one. Yeah, I got,
Sorry.
I got the little dark red on.
Yeah.
However, I put money on it today, and they charged me. So there was issues. Well, they said something about the fees. I got an email about fees, but honestly, I did not.
I definitely didn't read it.
I didn't read it at all. And then I put money on it today, and it was like a 0.1%.
Oh, that's
It was
alright.
like a
I thought it was something like 2 or 3.
no. It was like
Okay.
something. It was something small. It was like a 1% or like
Okay.
something really really small. But still, it was free
It's still,
before,
yeah.
and
But
now
that
it's
means you've
not.
hit the threshold.
Yeah, now it's
probably.
not free, and I
Or
was
maybe
like,
they introduce fees.
I don't know.
I don't like that anymore.
But yeah, so now I need to rethink it. But I like to get money for spending money because I'm
100%.
going to spend it anyway. So
you
like,
definitely
it'd
have
be
to pay
nice
your
to
council tax regardless.
get something back on it, right?
That is
Okay.
the model.
So, do you have any thoughts on buy now, pay later? As we were talking about, paying for stuff and
Okay. I am annoying in this aspect because I have a massive for and a massive against.
Okay.
If you're if you're someone who can manage your money and it's just a matter of, I don't want to give them all of my money right now.
Normally, not the people that use that
Normally not the
service.
people that use it. Because you would
why
just
I
use
am.
your credit card. But, so if you're on the side of, I want this £200 order from PLT, shots fired, because I want to go to all of these events that I shouldn't really go to because I don't really have the money and I don't really have the money for the outfits, leave it alone. And it's sad, and just buy the one. If you're using Klarna, because the beautiful thing about Klarna is some people are even making it available on courses. So let's
Okay,
say you want to
that's
go
cool.
to Luke, big up Luke's property course, rent to rent course, or BRRR course, and that course is £500, and you don't have that £500, but you're clearly wanting to bet yourself, Klarna that.
Yeah.
Klarna it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Klarna it. If you know that you're going to be able to make the payments, and you know that you're actively going to do something after learning the info, Klarna it. If you're someone that does have the money and maybe your credit's not so good right now, and you want to go on a holiday and you know you can pay it, Klarna it. Just do it. Live your life, but don't Klarna it or ClearPlay or whoever you are if you know you can't. Because before, so as of the 1st of June, really putting myself out there, I'm pretty sure it's the 1st of June, it's now going to show on your credit score.
Oh, they're doing that.
So it's
I heard
not
it wasn't. I heard it shows up for like.
Yeah, so it's a soft search.
Yeah.
But going forward from the 1st of June 2022, so obviously we've gone past that, they'll be taking note of it. So you're not
You
going
can
to see it.
see it. It's on the credit file. It's not like it doesn't come up. It comes up as something. It doesn't.
That's now in 12 months from the 1st of June, you will see it on there as a loan. You've loaned it. So even if you've used it and you've paid it on time, perfect. It's going to increase your score.
Right.
If anything other than that, it's going to decrease it. And equally, whether it's good or bad, some lenders, like proper high street lenders, take a view on that. They have a negative stance of, and some, again, TikTok little trolls were like, that's not true, I'm a mortgage broker. You're chatting rubbish. I'm with brokers and the lenders. Yeah. They have a view of, that is someone who's not managing their money.
Like a payday loan type thing. They're just
Exactly,
you ain't got peas, so you're doing craziness to get this money right now.
To make this work. And that they have a view on that.
Which is annoying because how I would use it, and I've said this before, is that if I want, I don't know, £600 jacket, also I don't know the size, I'm gonna get 3 of them.
3 of them. And I'm gonna send them back.
That's peas. I don't want that money to
I'm
come.
not spending
I don't want 800.
£1,800
I don't
on
want
3 jackets. I'm not.
800 to come out of my bank. That's all.
Why? I don't care if it's coming back, but I don't want it to leave.
Right.
I
So
get
I
that.
do that.
But that's not
wear
what
the
most people are
3
using
and then
it for.
put it back, and then most people ain't doing
That's
that.
not
That's
what
the
people are
only
using it for.
problem.
They're not. They're going on holiday and they're doing a haul, and they're not paying it, or they're forgetting to return it, or it's just it's sadly it's a really easy way to live beyond your means. Which first of all, obviously, is credit cards, but they're not so easy to get now. Obviously, we know it's tighter, but here, have it, take it.
Yeah.
Take it and we can sting you.
Because that helps, but kind of that helps them. The easier it is for them to loan, it helps them, and then it helps their credit. Their credit gets bigger as a company, and then they're able to do more with what they have.
There you go.
Okay.
So it's not.
I'm still split. I get it.
I'm split.
But I'm split. But at the same time, like you said, it's the type of person who's doing it and what they're
It's
doing
the type
it
of
for.
person who is aimed at is my problem. Because if you understand debt and you can manage your debt, you can take as much loans as you want.
Right.
But those are not the people that those specific types of lending are aimed at.
No, it's not for them at all.
And that's what I think is not fair. Because it's hard to get out of. I've been in debt.
Yeah.
I've got debt now to pay.
Yeah.
But I'm just no longer scared of debt. Because I know what to do with it. But before, having that 5k was like traumatic. I used to wake up like this. Oh my god.
It's a big deal, isn't it? But it's a mind shift. It's only your brain.
It's a mind shift because
really...
now I could have if I went through with that deal, I would have had like a bridge of maybe 500,000, £500,000. I wouldn't care. I'd be happy. Yeah, wicked.
There you go. Who cares?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Pile more on. Let me lend some
help.
more.
Yeah, it's good for you.
But yeah,
Really
it was different then.
Okay. Well, Kelly, it's been great talking.
It's been
to you.
something.
Super great. Like really good. No, I'm really happy you came. I really appreciate it. No, I've learned a lot already just speaking to you.
I learned a lot from the game. I learned that I don't control my own investing. Jesus.
But we're definitely we're definitely gonna talk again. But yeah, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everything discussed on this podcast is either my opinion or the opinion of my guest, and not to be taken as financial or investment advice. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. I hope you enjoyed it.